Warning. It is the opinion of the 4th Street Productions LLC and the Working Perspectives podcast that we should inform you that some of the language used in this recording could possibly be considered offensive. You have been warned, so if you decide to listen to the recording, then don't complain about the language. Hi, hello, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to talk to some real people about some real things, living real lives, doing real stuff. This is the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by jdub, Justin Richardson, Schwap Game Steve Cabot, Jana, the superstar Hehlo, and our guest today is the one and only Jeff Falterbauer. You can find all our stuff and all our content and all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working PE Pod. And please like and subscribe so we can keep this party going. jdub, how we doing, baby?
Feeling good, feeling great.
Looking good, looking great. Love it. Jana Banana, how we doing?
Better than Justin.
Yeah, that's probably, yep.
It's a low bar you crossed over.
Yep, very nice. Strong Stem here on a Tuesday. Love seeing you. How's life, my man?
Probably better than yours because you're gonna have to edit the shit out of this with me on here, so it's all right.
Yeah, more than likely. All right. Speaking of editing, this is the Working Perspectives podcast. So let's get this thing started. Let's go.
It's our objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our vibe and how we get live. Then do us a solid. Share and subscribe. Would you share it? Would you share it? Would you share it? Working Perspectives.
All right. So let's get it started. I would just like to say our guest today is the one and only Jeff Falterbauer. Super good dude. Known him for a while. Was an old head on the wrestling team. Really excited to get in his backstory. But for B Block, Cabot, I'm going to let you take it away.
So like you said, this guy, I already knew him when I was growing up because I was friends with his little brother, right? So, but I wrestled, he wrestled. He was a senior when I was a freshman in high school. So for those of you that didn't understand North Penn, only 10th, 11th, and 12th are at the high school, right? So the 9th graders go to the middle schools, which there's 3 of them. So me and this one other kid, Dave Witt, listener of the show, Dave was, we were the only 2 kids that made varsity out of our freshman class. Yeah. So all the seniors on varsity fucking hated us because they had to wait for us to get bussed up there and then like get the fucking practice started. And always me and Witt, right? And Witt's not the most aggressive, and I have a big mouth, and we were both 2 of the smallest kids on the team at that point. So life wasn't easy, right? So we get in there, and back then there was hazing, so they're always picking on you and shit. I got duct taped to a pommel of horse at one point, blah, blah, blah. Sure. So we're in there, and we happen to go to, our team was, we have a very decent program, very good, a lot of older guys on that team when I first came on, and Jeff happened to be the heavyweight. So we go to one of the, and Jeff always in the beginning made sure that, he was like, kind of asserted himself, because in the wrestling room, when you're the heavyweight, it's kind of, you kind of run the roost, right?
You're the alpha.
I agree. Yeah. So
it was a very light heavyweight.
Yes. That is
you
true.
You were. If there was
fairness,
215, you would have wrestled 215.
In all fairness, it went 189 to fucking 275 in high school.
Not fair.
So anyway, we happen to go out. We happen to go out to a school, Pennsbury, another tough team in this area, has a bunch of tough kids, always a good match, right? Well, back in the day, it's different now. Their high school was set up that when you went into the visitors or home locker room, whichever one they may put you in, it was a cage basically, right? Feels oddly like prison. Yeah, I maybe know a little.
Sure.
Either way,
speaking from experience,
possibly. But it was a cage, right? It's a cage. You just don't hear the buzzers. You don't hear that, right? So they come in and they unlock the cage and they give the coach a key and they open the cage and close it so you can keep all your valuables in there. People can't steal your shit. Blah, blah, blah. A bunch of Northeast dirt balls around there. You know what I mean? You got to keep your shit safe. So we lock up. We go out to fucking get weighed in. We lock all our shit in the cage. the guys get back there, and me and Whit were talking to the coach, and Jeff's the last one to get weighed in. So we were the last ones to get back to our fucking locker, right?
Yeah.
So the heavyweight and the two dickhead freshmen, the only two dickhead freshmen on varsity, come walking back, and we're like, fucking, I don't know, 14, we're in 9th grade. We come walking back, and they have the cage locked. And now the older guys are telling me and Dave Witt they're gonna piss in our shoes if we don't do gay shit, if we don't do something weird to get into our fucking into our bags, right? One dude literally has his fucking dick ready to piss in one of our shoes. We're like, holy shit, don't do this, please. And the coach is obviously not there because they scram after weigh-ins to go do their own thing. Yeah. So we have no keys. We're locked out. So it was, I'm not going to name the two guys, 3 guys that were kind of the most into it, right? And Jeff's kind of laughing, and he's like, hey, open the cage. They're like, no, you too. And he was like, listen to me. At some point, this cage is going to open. And when it does, I'm going to kill everyone in that cage with my bare hands if someone doesn't open this fucking cage. I watched half the team scatter and stumble over each other to get to the fucking door to unlock it. And they tried to like shut it on me and Whip, but we like fucking wedged our ways in. At least fuck out of here. And if it wasn't for him with multiple times, you know, he's a stand-up guy for me. He knew I was friends with his little brother, always on the wrestling team, and they're trying to pick on us and shit. He would pick on us, but like in a cool way. Right. Yeah. He wouldn't let guys do dickhead shit. He was like, yo, leave him alone. He's not a bad kid. So like, Jet was always like an older brother type figure that could kick your ass type guy to me.
Yeah, right.
This fucking guy.
I don't think that happened. But
I've also seen him, and I've also seen him before we get out of it. Also seen him in the wrestling room as a freshman. Remember, I'm a 120-pound 14-year-old. This guy's a fucking 200-pound, 6'1", 18-year-old. The coaches piss him off one time, and I'm like, I didn't know how strong he was. I'm not wrestling him. I'm little as shit. Seen him throw a couple people around. He gets in the weight room all pissed off and throws like on a machine the entire rack on some ridiculous weight thing. Yeah. And I've never seen him work out like hard because he didn't really give a fuck. He kind of like me. He didn't really give a fuck about the weightlifting in the gym. And because he was pissed at the coach, just put the most weight up I've ever seen and lifted it like it was nothing. And I was like, mental note. I remember that. Yeah. Don't fuck with that one.
Note to self.
I went to the gym for 3 hours every day after practice. After the 3.5-hour practice.
You were legit, really strong, Jeff. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like a fucking ox.
Everyone just outweighed you by 40 pounds.
I was so fucked up back then.
Yeah, dude.
I was between 215 and 250 at one point. I was really big.
Yeah. But I remember, I don't know if you remember this, Jeff, when we wrestled at Panthers, which was like the midget wrestling club, right? Yeah. You would have like meets where you would go, it was legit like everyone would go, like you would drive in your car to like some school, right? And you would wrestle another program, right? Oh, yeah. And there was like,
my mom loved it.
Oh my God. Honestly, it's like a parent's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
But so Jeff is like, at this time, I think I'm in like first or second grade, or second grade or third grade. And Jeff he's a little older than me. So he was in like 6th grade, maybe 6th, probably something like that. And when you went to these teams, they would pull us all aside, all the kids, like I'm 7 years old, right? And they're telling you like, kick, like you're going to wrestle someone today and you better kick their ass. They're not your friends. You're here to, you know what I mean? Like there's adults telling like toddlers this basically, and like they get you all hyped up and you like run out as a team. It's a whole thing. But when you're there, my dad at least would say, like, don't play with the other kids. Like, you can play with the kids on your team, but you're not playing. Hard. Yeah, like you're not playing with any other kids you're wrestling. You know what I mean? Or anyone
friends.
Like, and if you want to wrestle with them and do that, you can do that, and you have to like go hard on them because they're the other team. But also too, there's like older kids that would kind of scope out and try to pick out the younger kids. And I remember. It was like me and I forget who else was with me and someone else. And we were like playing just like normal stuff. And like these bigger kids came by and they were like scoping, like ready to and they were from the other team and they were ready to like, beat dicks to us. Right. And then out of nowhere, Jeff turned the corner and they were just like, he was bigger than them. So they kind of got out of there and I don't even think he stopped to like see us. But he was just like a big enough presence that they kind of skedaddled. You know what I mean? So it was always cool to have that kind of like, it's a good deal. You know what I mean? I don't know if I explained it very well, but that's
Mr. Freiling used to tell me that act like the kid pissed in your Cheerios. I don't know why that was his go-to, but he would tell me that all the time. You know that kid pissed in your Cheerios, right? I'm like,
I had a coach.
All right.
I had a coach that said that guy shit on your Pop-Tart.
Oh, God.
But all right, Jeff. Well, dude, you're a stamp, dude. Super excited to have you here. Really, really happy you could be on the show. Thanks a lot for coming. Of course, man. Before we get started, I would just like to ask, what movie do you think is better? The Godfather Part 1 or The Godfather Part 2?
I don't remember either, so I'm gonna go with
Hell
one.
yeah.
It's been a while.
Got him.
Wow.
You're allowed by default.
Yeah, you know what? That's really all you get is by default, Justin.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
What about Cheetos? Do you do crunchy or puff?
Puff.
Hell
What?
Yeah. 2 for
I don't
2.
know, I don't-
What is this?
I don't even eat Cheetos, but
Either do I. Yeah, I know.
Right, but what is the dude, Justin? There's been a puff.
Chunky enough.
There's been a puff renaissance. We didn't get. No one said puff for damn near a year, and now it's like it's a puff renaissance. You're climbing the
Awakenings
charts.
happen.
Yeah, the puff
Yep.
I'm
awakening.
saying puff. I'm thinking cheese curls.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
doodle. Yeah,
Cheese
yeah.
ball. Just
Cheese
like not that
doodle.
hard crunchy.
It's just that
Yeah.
it's just that clearly gay men call them puffs, apparently. I've never heard that also, and I was confused by it.
That's right. Okay.
That's the
Either
generic
way,
stuff. The cheese puff.
it is.
Then you get a nice thick lickable layer on your hands.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa, baby.
The Cheeto, yeah,
Yo,
the
she
Cheeto
back.
dust. The Cheeto dust is for real.
Trying to keep it weird.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is the question that's going to split the room, Jeff. When you're eating wings, drums or flats?
Drums all the way.
Because he's a barbarian. That's why. How many times do I have to
Bullshit.
tell you it's because barbarians eat it that way?
No, because
That's
he's
what-
he's doing something with one hand and eating with the other like a distinguished gentleman. All right.
Like
And
a
he's-
modernized
Hell
and you
yeah.
want to be able to chuck them.
yeah. Yeah. Good
Yep.
call. Didn't even
Listen
think
in,
about
J-Dub.
that. Didn't think. Wow. J-Dub almost had someone batting 1,000.
Almost.
Here's a new one that we're starting because of the episode that aired today.
Is this for
But-
J-Dub? Is it menthol vape or regular vape?
Regular.
Jeff, what do you prefer, amusement park or water park?
Water park.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Water park's so
So
much better.
close to all
Now-
Justin's
now-
answers.
Yeah.
You got to remember in this area, Matt, that question's a little different because we only have a seasonal time. Makes this a water park a little different.
True.
If you lived in
Yeah.
Cali, you'd be like, I'd probably go to the, you know what I mean? When you live
True.
here, you only get that shit for 3 months when it's fun.
Yeah.
So of course it's better.
True.
I don't know. I've always been an amusement
bad.
park guy. I've always been an amusement. I mean, I'll tell you this. I went to a kid's birthday party that was at an indoor water park recently, and I must have gotten every disease available because that place was fucking filthy. That is like a petri dish of disease.
There's
I'm
like chlorine smell in the whole place, like when it's
Oh.
indoors like that.
yeah.
Ever
bro.
tubed
That's
down the
rough.
Delaware before?
Oh my God. Tubing down the
Absolutely.
Delaware. That is like, you're going to come out with some
Otherwise
shit.
known as peeing down the Delaware.
Girls don't do too well with the Delaware.
Nah.
Yeah,
Trust me.
no. Yeah.
There's those random points you hit and all you smell is dead fish for like the next
Oh.
10 minutes. You're like, what the
Oh.
fuck is happening?
We gotta
Yeah.
start a tubing down the Schuylkill business.
Oh, God.
Go from the Norristown down to the art museum.
There's no way you get insured. You have to take a tetanus shot right before you get in,
Yeah.
a
I
TB
was gonna
shot.
say,
Oh.
Right.
Missing a
glide
foot
right
when you
over
get out.
Yeah. What was that, Jeff?
you'll glide right over a spike strip of heroin needles.
Oh.
I
Dude.
found 9 Glocks and I have 3 types of gonorrhea.
Yeah. Dude, you could start like a dead body tour. You know what I mean? You're like, all right, we're looking to get 5 out of the river today, guys. Let's go. You know, man.
I'm
it's
so
super.
sad that I never saw a dead body in any river at any time in my life.
Really? You're from New Jersey? That is surprising.
Yeah, and when I lived in New York, all I did was
Oh.
look in water for dead bodies, and I never found one, and it's a
All
great
I looked for.
disappointment. to me.
Dude, that's one thing. What the fuck? The river. Goddamn, I'm blanking on it. But the New York City River.
Denial.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
Hudson.
The Hudson. Dude, I saw this video of this guy swimming. He swam across it. He was like,
He's a nut.
He's like a
Yeah,
bar.
so
he's
did
one-
Kramer.
Nuts.
He's this barstool guy, bro. Like he like got to the end. Like the middle's gross. The whole thing is gross, but the ends legit. You can do whatever you want. It's just so much garbage. Ugh.
Ugh.
Ugh. He's like floating through like bread. Oh god, I don't even want to think about it. So gross. Gross. So,
Oh,
all right.
man.
Well, we got a lot to get over. Super excited to get into this. So, Jeff, man, awesome for you to be here. Really excited to get into your stuff. So, I want to start out with this. So, Jeff here I'll tell you this, he's one of the best real estate agents going, right? He helped he sold my mom's house for her, and she always talks about how well he did. And then I'll announce this now because by the time this airs, we'll probably be like moved in, hopefully. But he did help me and my wife find a house as well.
Hey.
And I'll tell you, it was, I mean, honestly, a lot of people probably would have abandoned us along the way because we saw like, oh my God, dude, we went to an endless amount of showings and an endless amount of like houses we saw. And then not to mention like the amount of, we put in so many offers, right? We did it a million times. We were pros at it by the end. And he was, just patient with us, walked through with us, never also. One of the things too, and I think Steve, you can relate to this with the auto industry, is about how like it's your reputation, like an honest reputation means more than anything else. Because there is the stigma of real estate agents.
Yep.
Right. There can be some that'll try to hoodwink you or sell you a lemon kind of thing. Right. But honestly, you like working with Jeff, like my whole experience, he was honest about everything. And that's all you want. Like maybe you didn't like what you heard because you think you see something you like, but he's like, honestly, you got to see this and this and this and look for this. And then by the time you hear him out, you see everything he's talking about, you're like, shit, yeah, you're right. And
not worth it.
No, yeah, we're going to be sinking money into it. And like, it's a tough game. You know what I mean? Real estate, ebbs and flows and things like that. But he was super supportive, very patient. Go ahead, Justin.
Now with the market, like, did you have to put in a lot of offers before an inspection could be done?
No dude.
What inspection?
Yeah,
right, so like
that is crazy.
If you said inspection, they threw your fucking offer in the trash.
Yeah, so like in a time like it's the first time ever, but like in a time like this, like you trusting your realtor to be like, hey, like that looks like shit. You know,
Yeah,
you don't like that. You know what I mean? It becomes way more important than ever. It used to be important.
No, it's no, I'm with you. It's no, you're right, dude. It's you could be like I mean. There are some people you run into that are, fast talking Freddies that'll try to sell you, but it's, it's not that way. Go ahead.
In the same token, the physicality of it, right? Jeff, when you look at Jeff, the way he is, like when he comes in, he's dressed proper. Like it's like we said, you got to dress the part, right? We talked about that in Rocco's or whatever about, dressing and looking the part, right?
Yeah.
I got hoodwinked when I bought a house because my fucking friend sent the dumbest, hottest girl I've ever fucking seen as my real estate agent. Sure. I saw 5 houses and I said no to everyone because I wanted to see more. But my girl at the time would come over to me and be like, what do you think of this house? And I'm like, it's fantastic. All of it's fantastic. She's like, are you fucking looking at the house? Or are you looking at her? And I'm like, she's in the house and I'm looking. I think it's all the same thing at this point.
Surprisingly,
but I didn't look at a fucking thing. I bought the house and then I'm like, why the fuck why did I not see this before? Oh, I remember I got hoodwinked.
Yeah. No.
I had somebody choose me over somebody like what you're talking about.
Good choice.
Yeah. And I was like, you're a guy and you picked me over that. and he's like,
he's batting on the other team.
It's like my girlfriend wouldn't have been too happy with her.
Yeah.
All right.
And in all fairness, I didn't pick my girl. He did because it was like his agent. He was like the mortgage guy. He was a coach I knew.
So Jeff, you're 100% right, Steve. He showed the part and was honest the entire time. Also, too, like we would talk to inspectors that Jeff knew and put us in touch with, and like they would tell us stories of like, dude, there's some horror stories out there, man, of houses that look great if they have like a septic tank that's buried in the ground. You know what I mean? Like if you don't know how to look for that shit, you could get fucking screwed big time. So Jeff, we will have in the description of this episode, we'll have a link to all their stuff where people can find you. I know you're on Facebook and Instagram, right?
Yep. Mainly. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And you have a website, right?
I do.
Perfect. So we'll have a link to all that in the description. So if honestly, the market's getting a little easier, but we went through like we went through like a really, really tough part of the market with Jeff, and he was super supportive and knowledgeable and like, just really, really helpful with it. So for anyone out there looking for someone you can trust for real estate, I highly recommend it. So if you're looking, links in the description. So, but let's
And
get it
not
going.
only good,
Go
not only
ahead.
good, real quick, experienced, which is
Yeah.
which is its weight in gold. Like you
Yeah.
just said, when you have experience with it, like me with the shop, when I see something, I've seen it 1,000 times. Same with him. He's been in the industry for so long. Like you said, you don't need, like, he's going to point things out that other guys can't. Like, this is an experienced guy.
Yeah.
Jeff, do you also help people find apartments to rent, or are you strictly
Once in a while.
buying and selling? That's not
Once
really
in a while.
your
It depends.
jam.
It depends if their budget's realistic. You know, if they came and they wanted an apartment for like $1,000, that's probably not going to happen today. I think most of the townhomes are going for like $3,000, which is just silly.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So if somebody says, "Hey, I want to live in this area for $1,000," I'm going to be like, probably not going to happen here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It depends on the year or two. I took a little more rentals this year than I did ever.
Just to round stuff out.
I just didn't have time before. But
Okay.
it's a good move. You're building relationships. Everything's relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully they'll want to
so-
purchase something someday.
Yeah. If they remember you, most of the time they do.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they would remember you.
Yeah. Tough to forget for sure. Yeah. So no, because there was an apartment before we were able to find one, we were looking at apartments and it was like $2,700 a month.
That's crazy.
A month
Yeah,
for a
it's
two
nuts.
Things are
for a
crazy
two
right now.
bedroom for a 2-bedroom,
Yeah.
right? Like
I was pissed I didn't buy something years and years ago that I could have rented out because I'd be paying nothing for it and making,
oh.
bank.
Yeah, you'd be raking it in.
I'd start one of those bigger pocket podcasts and show you up.
Yeah. I mean, whenever you want to do it, I'll be on that show for you.
Yeah,
No.
I'm in.
Yeah. No. So speaking of though, I want to talk a little bit about the real estate now, and then we'll get into your backstory, and then we'll finish up with some more real estate talk. But the market now is interesting. You've been in real estate for a while, like we said. So as everyone knows, there's people that talk about it, right? It's a general conversation thing. You can say like, oh, the market's crazy without really knowing. But from what I saw, like what we experienced, we would go to a house, right? There's the listing. The listing, we'll just throw a number. It's 400, right? 400,000 is the list. There's people coming in, right? That'll do 450. Right. And like a $30,000 over appraisal fee. They're paying, like, there was one that we saw where, let's say it was 400. They put in like they put in like 440. Yeah. They put in 440. They paid for the transition fees. They paid for the closing costs. And then they also gave them $1,000 to move, like to help them pay for $2,000 to help them pay for the movers.
And
right?
$28,000 appraisal gap too.
Yeah. Which means like whatever the house is appraised at, they're paying them $28,000, no, just cash, right? Or just $28,000 over.
It doesn't appraise, yeah.
Yeah, which is unbelievable, right?
It's like a bribe.
Yeah,
It's been that way for 2 years now.
It's 100% what it is, Shannon. Yeah. It is 100% what it is. Yeah, it is a total bribe.
And Matt, I think we had a case with your house where we had like a 2-week window.
Yeah.
The rates went over 6 and they backed up to like 5.7, 5.8. And then people were like, oh, I still need to get a house. I mean, that's the case. Everybody needs somewhere to live.
Yeah. Dude, like but let's say like 3 years ago, Jeff, how many offers was the average offers on like a house? Like say a normal house, like a good house, like say like 5, maybe 10, something like that.
2 to 5.
2 to 5, right? And I remember, what was the one house? There was like 22 offers on it.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So from 2 to 5 to 22. Yeah, and he's had more. That's unreal. Like that's how crazy it is.
One house was 34 this year.
34 offers.
If I was, just in all honesty, if I was selling my house and I had 34 offers, I would be jacking off.
Jesus Christ, Steve,
Some guy,
your internet.
Some guy actually
too aggressive. Fuck.
No, your internet's cutting out. Go ahead, Jeff.
There's so many people through that house.
Yeah, the gist.
That people would just show up off the street and start walking and thinking it was like an open house. And this guy called me, he said, I want to make an offer on the house. And I said, well, do you have an agent? Did you come through? And he goes, I already went through. I didn't have time to wait. And I was like, yeah, screw you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally. I was like, you didn't have an appointment, so you're out.
Yeah.
You get the rules.
Yeah.
Now,
Dude,
what are technically the rules? Like, if I had the 34 offers, I'm still stuck on this. Do I get to be like, can I bang your wife? What is, you know, like, how hot are the chicks you got?
Want to have your
Like,
firstborn
anything
child?
goes
I'll
these
you got
days.
any weed you can give me? Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean?
Anything goes these days.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll tell you this. This
Free
is
pizza with purchase of a house and treats all that
Yeah.
time.
this is Jeff's policy, and I 100% agree with it. And we experienced the adverse of it. So if I was selling my house, right? If I was selling my house, I would tell Jeff, I don't give a fuck who's buying it. You get me the best offer possible.
Just
right?
not a Russian.
I could give a shit, right? Like, because there's people that think if you send in a letter or give them a note that says like, we're from here and my husband and my blah, blah, blah does this, I would piss on it and fucking burn it. No note is worth $10,000 extra. All right. You know what I mean? Like, that's
My
just,
kid's got
it is-
asthma. Give me a
it-
break.
it is what it is, right? Like, it sucks. It sucks. Like, because there was a house that we looked at that we bid pretty good. Like, we bid pretty hard on. And it was legit right next to 4th Street Park, which is where I grew up. That was my old neighborhood. My wife was like dreaming about it because it was where I grew up. And then my daughter can grow up there, right? It was on Edgewood Avenue. It was a beautiful, beautiful home.
I'm joking.
Right?
Yeah,
Beautiful.
it's the town name, not the actual
Right.
spot.
I got you. But it was a beautiful home, right? And we bid on that, and it, like, we wrote a letter, and I was like, Jeff, how worthless is it? And he's like, yeah, if it was me, I'd tell them to throw it away because I
You
want
gotta
the best
write a
offer.
letter on the back of a check.
yeah.
That's the truth.
Yeah. The back of a check with 50 grand.
Yeah, right.
Everybody's gonna do what's right for them and their family, and they don't know
100%.
you, so they don't.
My
care.
kid has asthma, but fuck him. Here's the money we were gonna use
Yeah.
for his
That was good.
medication.
Yeah.
You're reminding me. My fiance and I were watching what was it, America Got Talent the other night.
Okay.
And it was like the gold button thing. I
Yeah.
don't even watch this stuff, but they kept hitting the gold button for the people that were dying. I'm like, these dying people are cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cheating. They've got an unfair advantage.
Yeah,
It's
right.
awful. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I'm used to it.
Yeah.
Limited
Yeah.
time is not a talent.
It's a horrible example, but
No.
I had one girl, and she was like, I don't want to read the letters. I'm so emotional. I'm gonna fall in love with one of them. I said, good, because I'm not showing them to you because this is a business decision.
Yes.
Exactly.
Get your feelings out of it.
And she's like, oh, okay, you
Yeah.
got a kind of a black heart. And I said, not really. I said, I'm doing what you hired me for, and that's
Yeah.
to get you the most money,
Yeah.
regardless of your mental position.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it doesn't matter to me. It does, but it's not like everybody's like, oh, you'll make more commission. You're not really going to make that much more. Do you think a realtor cares if it's 10,000 more or 10,000 less? It's only it's a tiny bit of money.
Yeah.
But do you want to be good at what you do? You want people to say, hey, this guy got the record. He did well for me, just like your mom, and
Yeah.
it's a personal thing.
Yeah.
I want to be the best. I want to get somebody more than anybody else.
Yeah.
Unless you're on the buyer's side, then right now there's no deals, but who knows?
Yeah.
Someday again,
Dude.
when the interest rate's like 8,000%.
Yeah. But that's the other thing too, is people are like my thought was this: right now, you would have to pay 50,000 over, right? Like, for 30,000 over. Some, like, when we were looking at, like, 30,000 was an average, maybe a little more.
Easy.
Yeah. And when to pay that over, I would rather keep that 30,000 and get a higher interest rate and then be able to refinance. Would you agree with that, Jeff? Would that
Everybody's situation's different, but
yeah.
you'll see a lot of realtors right now, and they say, marry the house, not the rate.
Right.
Totally true.
Right.
You can buy a house at a higher rate and refinance later. That's what everybody's done.
Yeah.
Now,
It doesn't.
let me.
It doesn't matter. You won't see that on my Facebook because I'm not going to copy all these other idiots.
Right.
I got to do my own thing.
Yeah.
Cabot knows that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Jeff. So when I bought a house, it was back, I don't know, this was years ago. This was like 8 years ago, maybe even 10. The market was a little better, but I was just asking if this scenario still happened. So we were searching for a bunch of houses, went through a bunch of shit, right? And we ended up falling into somebody with a house that was appraised higher than what they were asking because they were almost into like a foreclosure, right? They were butt up against it. They were living in California, already bought another house, still trying to pay this one. People weren't giving them what they wanted, right? So we kind of backed into this thing. and I bought the house for less than what it was appraised at. So it was like almost not instant equity, but kinda, you know what I mean? Like my house was worth more than what I owed on it. So does those scenarios still happen at all? Or is that like kabush, gone?
Kabush.
There's no such thing as those types of stories no more?
No. Well, foreclosures are like kabushed.
Right.
Now,
Oh yeah. Because they don't have to pay and shit.
But
Right.
There's some appraisals that'll come in higher.
Yeah.
Most of them come in a contract price.
Ours did.
Because literally a day ago.
Yeah.
But most of them will come in because an appraiser for a mortgage company only has to appraise it for that amount.
Right.
Why do they want to spend all this extra time trying to justify a higher value? They only have to justify the value for the loan. So that's not saying your house is only worth what you paid for it, like Matt did. I mean, if you did a private appraisal, it might be worth more.
Right. They did a more thorough job and weren't like just looking to make it to match the loan.
They want to make it higher.
Of course.
Right. Yeah.
They just have to justify value for a mortgage company. They don't really give a shit beyond that. They're like, conveyor belt. They're trying to do as many as possible.
Yeah. So no, honestly, I didn't know much about the real estate game before we got into this, and really like talking with Jeff and going through it. Real estate is a fascinating business, and it's really, really interesting. And honestly, it's a wheeling and dealing kind of like, you're running by, flying by the seat of your pants sometimes. And it's really, really, and also too, and Jeff said this because I remember we were like dragging him to house after house after house after house. And we're like, dude, sorry. Like, we hate that we keep dragging. He's like, no, I like looking at houses. Yeah. Like how, so like, dude,
I do.
It is cool, right? Like some houses,
I enjoyed it.
Some houses you see, you're like, this is like the architecture. Like this is badass. Yeah.
And you see weird stuff. You see, like we saw one house in Conshohocken that was basically a 1-bedroom. Like the upstairs was just one gigantic bedroom.
Oh wow,
That's cool.
They knocked out like all the walls.
It was like all it was a bathroom, but it connected to the bedroom, and so it just became like, I was like, it's a gigantic 1-bedroom house.
I love going house shopping with the billionaires I worked for and seeing all these crazy houses with like secret doorways and like all those crazy things in the houses. I loved that. I don't ever want to hear I saw some crazy stuff and then it's followed by in Conshohocken. No shit. No shit.
Jeff, what is the craziest house? Like, you must have seen some massive mansions, right?
I mean, yeah, I've been doing it over 16 years, so I've seen a lot, probably more than I can remember. I've seen huge mansions. I've seen weird stuff.
What's the grossest shit you've seen? Like, what's the grossest house? Was it like a hoarder?
Get into it.
Well, that was back in the foreclosure days. People would throw shit all over the walls.
Fuck you, tenant. On my way out, I'm just gonna throw shit on the walls.
Yeah.
They'd like spray paint like Satan stuff or whatever in the walls or like pain, and I'm like,
I keep it.
There's a couple of houses, where people have their brains blown out, stuff like that.
You ever get one where they like left an animal behind? You like going in there and the cat's still chilling and shit?
No, I've had a crazy cat that tried to follow you around. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah, literally was gonna bite you or something. It looked rabid. I was like, I'm out of here. One thing that stands out. I was in somewhere not far from New Britain Inn, in New Britain. They had a tunnel in the basement, like a tunnel that went down in the basement into another Chapo. I don't know. Yeah,
where did it go?
Into another.
You went back to Mexico.
Freaky room, but it was one of those drain pipes that went into this freaky room, and I was like, "Wow, this is fucked up. I want to get out of here right now."
Oh, dude!
Could you imagine? I feel like people were like captive down there.
Some underground railroad shit. Yeah.
There's a new show on Netflix.
Google it. Google the address and see if there's something creepy about it.
There's a new show on Netflix that has a lady making sex rooms. Did you ever see any sex rooms in these houses?
Oh, I heard about that. This broad fucks.
Oh my god!
She's making sex rooms? Come on, cuz.
Yeah. How about it?
There's one chick that marketed her house as the Maple Glen sex house or whatever. Do you remember that?
Oh my gosh.
It made national news, and then they run it out as an Airbnb, like
Oh,
ridiculous amount of
Wow.
days a
Air
year.
TNA.
There you go.
That
I don't
is
think they ever wanted to sell it. I think they just wanted the publicity for the Airbnb because they're making
Yeah.
money hand over fist. Somebody said she was into that stuff too that I know. But,
Yeah.
I don't know. I would personally, for me, that would be like a career killer.
Yeah.
I think that's not very professional, but
Yeah, I agree. So real quick, before we get into this, Jalen Dahoo, it's now time for everyone's favorite part of the show. It's the Jalen Dubs question segment. J-Dub's going to ask Jeff a couple of questions, and Jeff's going to answer them, and it's going to be great. So it's time for the Jalen Dubs question segment.
Put down your vape, you spent.
Notepad.
Nope.
No,
Hey.
If you could be an all-star in any of the 4 major sports, which position and sport would you pick?
Ooh, great question.
I don't know. I would say defensive tackle for NFL.
What
I
team?
played, I don't know, the Eagles, I guess.
Eagles.
That's the only thing I ever played in football, so I'll say that. But I
Yeah.
don't know.
D tackle for the Birds? Hell yeah. Be like a young
I
Mike
would-
Mamula.
I would
But I'd rather do something.
immediately,
Steve,
I would
you're-
immediately go
Steve,
towards
you're-
the NBA, the most money for the least amount of clanging.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Internet. All
Because
right.
there's a lot of baseball games.
Yeah. Dog. Hey, dude,
A lot of work.
183 or something, right?
62.
162.
162. I would have went
Fucking
basketball.
nice.
They got the
Have a life.
most. Dame Lillard just got 120 million for 2 fucking years.
How do
I
you
mean-
have a life and play that many days a year?
Dude,
I know.
108, 162. Basketball's what? 83.
82.
82.
Hockey's 82. Football's
Damn.
17 now.
17.
Yeah.
You can't do
All right,
more
never
than that.
mind. I'd
There's
pick
too much
one of those
contact.
higher paid ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basketball and baseball get the most.
Yeah.
Do you watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
I watched a lot of Always Sunny, yeah.
If
Good stuff.
Seinfeld versus Always Sunny got in a fight, who do you think would win?
Oh my
That-
God. I'm gonna punch
That's
you for asking that.
definitely Always Sunny.
All
Right?
You never think about it. It's Jerry
Philly
versus
guys.
Dennis.
He sucks.
Yeah, they
D
both are
versus
frail.
Elaine? D versus Elaine?
Yeah.
But
Frank
then again,
versus Kramer?
not-
The only thing is we're one short with
Oh, Frank
Seinfeld.
versus George?
You got to throw in like you either throw in Newman or you throw in Frank, or because like George versus Mac, George has got a big thick
Mac's
skull.
gonna-
No. George is going to go against Frank, and then Mac's going to go against Kramer, and Charlie's going to go against fucking
Newman.
Newman. He's the other most reoccurring, right?
The
Yeah, I
wild
guess
card
so,
is nothing ever goes their way on Always Sunny, so they have to lose, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
wouldn't work.
right.
So
That's the whole spiel.
Ricky
they have no
Cricket's
teamwork.
going to come in
Yeah.
and ruin it.
You think it's going to work, and then they get screwed somehow.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the show. Go ahead, Justin. Keep it going. Great question.
Would you
Jack
rather?
him off later because there goes your
No.
great question.
Hey,
All right.
Sorry. Would you rather joust a man on a horse, or would you rather do that internet slap game where they slap each other until one of them loses? You know what I'm talking about?
Joust on a horse. I'd want to throw somebody off a
Yeah,
horse.
I would
I
I kind
love
of
to
want to. I
joust.
kind of want to do that right now.
Hell yeah.
Not with
Let's
you guys,
go.
but
Did you ever see? It's wild.
maybe we should have a jousting, not against each other, but
Dude.
against other people right
Well,
after
have-
this.
Have you seen they do jousting
At the
now?
medieval fest or whatever the fuck that thing is
Oh,
in
yeah.
Lancaster, they do it. I forget
Yeah,
the
the
name
Renaissance
of that shit.
fair.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. We're all the
You get your
fucking
hand in the
weirdos dressed
candle,
up.
Lex. You get your hand thing done. You can
I
throw
walk
axe
around,
off.
I see grown ass men dressed like it's fucking the 1400s. I'm like, dog, unless you have a 4-year-old daughter that asked you to do that, I should probably punch you.
They
Bro.
feel
Probably
free.
into that,
They're
they're
killed.
probably into that furry shit too, right?
Weird.
Yeah, they're hanging out at the Air TNA, you know?
Yeah, they are.
That was a good one.
What
Drinking grog.
dude, so the jousting though, that like legit though, if you took a gimmick like a full-on hit from the joust, you are fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You
you're
are
fucked
messed up, dude.
Yeah.
You are really hurt. There's a reason they used that in warfare for 100 years.
Oh yeah, and after you get
Yeah.
stabbed in the chest by that giant pole, good luck on that 6-foot fall from the
Yeah,
horse.
then you
Flat to your
Oh.
back.
horse.
Let me know how that goes.
Yeah. And that's if the horse, your foot doesn't get caught in the stirrup and the horse
And he
doesn't
drags your
drag
ass,
you.
yeah.
Oh.
Forget
Mhm.
that. Yeah.
Nope.
You ever see
Yeah.
the dipshits that wear the bubbles and go into like the bull rings?
Oh,
And the fucking
Oh.
bull just
And
and
drops
they
in
pop
his
they
leg.
pop the gimmick right away.
crazy.
Oh,
It's literally a bubble, like a blow up thing.
have you ever
Yeah,
seen
like your
bubble
legs,
soccer?
just your legs are exposed. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say.
Awesome.
The bubble soccer looks awesome.
Oh,
bet
bubbles
they're-
are so
I've-
much fun.
Yeah, bubble soccer is a blast. I've done it, but
Soccer's corny, but I hear you guys,
dude. But the bubble soccer, you're like your head's on a swivel. Everyone's getting laid out.
So fun.
It is fun, but like you get laid out, and like, dude, I was probably the biggest guy, and it doesn't matter because like your weight's so like off balance that if you get hit and you tilt, like you're going ass over a tea kettle. I did it. The one, it's like the Hatfield. It's
Chuck
like
E. Cheese.
No, it's like an indoor soccer thing in Hatfield. It's dude, it's like
Bucksmont.
right by the Walmart. Yeah, Bucksmont. Yeah.
Now it's called XL.
It was pretty, dude.
Shit.
It was fun, but I would not do it with a bull because, dude, every time the bull pops the fucking things with its horns.
J-Dub want to do it with a bull.
Anyway.
J-Dub want to do it with a bull.
Ride one of those bulls at a bar? You ever done that?
Yeah, it's like an asshole. I'm still ashamed of it.
Things.
I'm still ashamed of it because I feel like it's such a tart when I do it.
Yeah.
Same. I was all excited, and then I was climbing up there. I was like, "What are you doing?"
I know.
I was
Like, I'm a grown ass man. Why am I
He
here?
starts jerking me around. I'm like, I don't want to.
Dude, that looks just like, I feel like I would need like 10 chiropractor appointments after that. Oh my
Or
God.
10 Coronas. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Probably
one or the
both.
other. It's got
Nice.
One of each.
All right. Yeah.
All right, last question. Do you want to go to the moon or you want to go to the bottom of the ocean?
Ooh.
I don't know.
I
I
know.
would say, probably the bottom of the ocean.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So,
See what's going on.
What's your answer to that, Justin?
I don't know.
I don't want to go to the moon. I feel like it's dangerous as shit. But I feel like both are really
That's what I was
dangerous.
thinking.
You can't
Yeah,
breathe
both
either
are
of them.
dangerous.
Bottom of the
Oh,
ocean's way more dangerous than the moon.
Dude, have
Right.
you
Massive
seen
pressure.
the picture of the gimmick with like it's like the one thing, it's like long arms and a big bulb for a head, and it looks like it's like the scariest
Looks like
thing in the world.
Alien.
Yeah. That's down
I mean, there could be treasure down there.
True.
True.
There
Yeah.
definitely
There's
is.
treasure
There's
down
Moon
so
treasure.
there's
What
so
if
much
there's
treasure.
mermaid bitches down there?
There might
There-
be Skittles.
The moon's
So
made of cheese.
Hangover reference. Go on.
what about you, Jana? You bottom of the ocean or the moon?
Absolutely. I love the ocean. I'm obsessed with it.
Love it. Nice. Strong stem.
My uncle's been to space and he kind of acts like it's not that cool. So I'm going Marianas Trench. We
Love
going
it.
to the
There you
bottom.
We going to the
We
bottom
going
of
to the bottom.
We hitting the bottom.
Tell Elon I said what's up.
Yeah.
Uncle
right.
Elon.
Nice. All right. Well, that was another rousing Jalen Dubs question segment. Great job, J-Dub. Thank you for that. That was awesome. Once again, fantastic. Very nice. Yep. So, all right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Let's get back into it. So, dude, I heard this. Did you hear this? That in Kazakhstan, if you mention Borat, like they lose,
your head off?
they will.
I bet.
fucking
It made them
kill
look
you.
like clowns.
They
I bet.
will kill you.
They will murder you and your family.
You know the type
I
of
heard that
wrestlers that
too.
come out of that country? They're
Bro.
fucking barbarians. Yeah,
Bro.
I'm not fucking with them bulls.
My wife.
Dude, you
Start
imagine
running.
you walk into like like the Kazakhstan dive bar and you're like, hey, my wife, and they're just like,
You got the Speedo on, the like, neons on.
Yeah. He's probably the most
That's
hated
weird.
man in Kazakhstan. Him and Jesus.
Number one hated man in all the
He's great.
Oh,
I just wouldn't
He's
watch
so
the other.
good.
Some of the other stuff is a little,
Yeah.
yeah, he gets a little much. I mean,
the German one where he's the
No,
Oh,
I like
Bruno.
What was
Yeah.
it? Ollie
I made it
G.
like-
Ollie G.
Ollie
G
Yeah.
was so
He was
good.
awesome.
So fun.
He was
I made
all
it-
yeah. Ollie G was awesome.
Ollie
I made it
G's.
like 5 minutes to that weird. What was it? Bruno.
Yeah,
Bruno
that's
is
the
fucking
weird
So it was
Bruno
literally
is
just
nuts.
like a penis parlor. I had to turn that thing off.
Yeah.
It was,
Jana
it was
loved it.
gross.
Penis
You- yeah,
parlors?
you-
Tell me the name of it.
Air TNA. So
It was
nice.
awful.
That's
dictator was funny.
I didn't see Dictator. I heard
Dictator's
it was good.
a fun romp.
Yeah. I mean, dude, Ollie G though, there's one clip of it's Ollie G's interviewing David Beckham and Posh Spice, right? And he's talking to him, asking if David Beckham bangs her in the ass, right? And like you could legit.
You're damn right he does. That's
Well,
David Beckham.
She like plays it off, but you could see Beckham's like, what the fuck, dude? You know what I mean? Like, why you gotta ask that? Come on.
You make the naughty in the butthole.
I think it's kind of what he said. So, all right, let's keep it going.
He interviewed that old guy. I forget who the hell it was, but he got so pissed off. He's like, "Are you speaking English?" He had like 5 million books behind him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was. Who the hell was that? I don't know.
What a
it was
nerd.
hilarious.
He is, dude. Some of it.
He also almost tricked Rudy Giuliani into fucking making out with like a
Oh my
14-year-old
God,
girl,
I saw that.
like a psychopath. He was taking his pants off, and people were like, "No, he was just like, no, he was." When you watch the whole video, he was 100% ready to fuck, like a creepy old man.
Yeah, I mean,
But he's like, "Oh, it was a joke. I knew it the whole time." No, you didn't, Rudy. No, you didn't.
That's scary.
So scary. Fucking
Dude,
scumbag.
talk about like. Has there, I mean, I don't know. I mean, who else has had like a bigger fall from grace than Rudy Giuliani? Like,
That's what you get for taking down the mob, you cocksucker.
post 9/11, that motherfucker was a god, bro.
He
Absolutely.
took
They called
down the
him-
mob.
They
He
called
took
him,
down Gotti and them.
they called him the great mayor, right? Like he was the great mayor of
Couldn't
New
even
York
buy
City.
fireworks on Canal Street anymore. Fuck him.
Dude, I don't know. He was
He
like,
wrapped that. Yeah,
yeah.
he wrapped that city up.
Yeah, he did. He cleaned it up real quick. He was there, RZA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody could get away with anything.
No, he went. He
Then
went.
he got
hard.
old. And then he got old.
Yep.
And he married his cousin.
Then he
Yeah.
tried to bang some
Did he really?
14-year-old in front of Borat.
Rudy's married to his second cousin.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's an Italian thing. They bang their cousins real quick.
Hey, whoa!
Oh,
Matt, you're newly Italian.
I'm
Four
Italian.
seasons.
Is my wife my cousin? What?
Matt,
wife.
Yeah.
I hope
So
not.
yeah, I hope not too. So let's keep it moving. So let's get started with this. Jeff, you were born in Abington, right?
Same.
And you lived in Bluebell till you're 3. Your parents got separated at 3. Then you lived with your grandmom in your grandparents in Upper Dublin till you were 9. So from the age of 4 to 9. And so what was that like? Like, do you remember much of that growing up in Upper Dublin?
Sure.
How
It
was
was
that?
It was very smoky.
Oh
There's
yeah.
a lot of smoke in that house.
Cigs
Oh,
inside.
were they smoking cigarettes back then?
Dude, there was like literally both of them smoked 3 packs a day.
What kind of cigs?
Wow.
We got
What
some
kind?
Carlton.
Carlton.
Whatever
Damn.
the hell that is. Yeah.
Damn. I had a buddy whose dad smoked Winston. Woof.
Yeah.
That's a fucking man smoker.
At Christmas, my aunt and uncle would like hang out on the floor because that was below the.
Oh my
smoke
gosh.
line. Yeah.
Wow. So they're just cranking heaters all day.
yeah.
My
Like
I just-
legit, if they're smoking 3 a day, 3 packs, right? That's what? That's 60 smokes,
Yep.
There's
right?
no time to sleep or eat.
Well, like, you're legit just lighting one off the other, right?
100%. Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
It got him, unfortunately.
Oh, that's a shame. Lung cancer?
Sorry.
Man.
Lung
that's a shame.
cancer and emphysema. My grandmother lasted longer, but
Still.
I smoked too. I quit like 2 years ago.
Yeah. I
Good
smoked
for
for a
you.
long time.
Might have something to do with being in that house for so long. I
Yeah.
literally like when we moved, I was like, I need cigarettes.
Yeah, you're 9 years old. Like, what
Yeah.
the, come
Why,
on.
the fuck, why do I need cigarettes? What the hell's
You're
going
like,
on?
Mom, light one up, would you? Jesus, I need my
Right,
fix.
She didn't smoke at all ever. But
Dude, I found that too. It's like, it's like one or the other. Like I had buddies who parents smoked and they wouldn't go near a cigarette ever. Like they fucking, yeah. But then I have a buddy whose parents smoked and they smoked like when we were like 9
Yep,
years
you either
old.
go one or the other way. My
Yeah.
parents ripped 2 in the car at a time. I was like, I can't.
yeah.
In the crib, and I lived in a little ass apartment. Yeah, no.
Dude,
Oh
I miss.
yeah.
I'm
My
not gonna
brother
lie.
and I hated it.
Yep.
Your
same
parents
with mine.
smoke, Jana?
Yeah. Well, they both have quit. My dad
Oh.
quit a long time ago. My dad
Shout
got
out Jack
cancer.
Nancy.
Shout out Jack Nancy. My dad got cancer not from the cigarettes, from something else, which is
Oh,
weird. But then, like, it took my mom so much, and he just quit cold turkey. My
Really?
Hell
mom,
yeah.
it
Just
took
one
her
day was
so
like,
long.
yeah,
Yo, Jack is a G.
he is a
You
G.
don't
yeah.
understand.
He told that story about when he shook down the strip bar owner. Strip
Oh
club
yeah.
owner. That was great.
Listen, he met my fiance the other day for the first time, and he goes, "You better take care of her, or I'm gonna take care of you."
Oh,
Hell yeah, pops. Oh, all right.
Fan of the show.
Fuck you, Jack.
I love him. The more I hear about this guy, the more I fucking love him. But wait, so both your parents were lighting up heaters, and they
Yeah,
just
my mom was Marlboro, red.
Ripped and
And my
heated.
dad,
Cowboy killers.
my dad was cool.
Cool.
Because
Those are bad,
obviously,
yeah.
Obviously.
they would smoke. My brother and I would like hide their cigarettes, and they would basically beat us. And
Yeah,
we'd be like, oh,
same.
sorry, here's your cigarettes back. But we hated it so much. We
Yeah.
hated it, and neither one of us smoke or ever have smoked.
Yeah. If my daughter tried to hide the coffee from me, I'm beating the fuck out of her.
But-
Till I get my fix. Give me.
You remember smelling people that smoked Marlboro Reds? Even as a smoker,
yes.
even as a smoker, I was like, it was the worst thing on earth. It was like BO.
Yeah.
I
It smelled
basically
spicy.
hated hugging my
It had a
mom.
spice
It's
to
so
it.
bad.
Dude, it's like
Oh,
what
God.
people's that like I remember back in the day, people like I don't know if you see it as much anymore, but like you would go over to someone's house that their parents smoked and their house fucking stunk. Like there's no way
Yep.
they had ashtrays everywhere, right? And like
Clothes,
Yellow walls.
coats.
oh, the walls were
Hell yeah.
yellow. Yeah,
I
the
saw-
wallpaper's all fucked up.
I sold my grandparents' house. We took the pictures off the wall.
And
And it was
yep, it's got
literally
the square.
Oh,
Oh
so gross.
God.
Dude, the house down in Philly, the walls like in the summer it'd be hot. They didn't have an air conditioner, and the walls would sweat, and you'd see like the run lines
Oh,
of like the
yeah.
tar and.
Oh, I'm barfing.
Yeah.
Well, I always had I had the ghetto moms. My mom grew up in Fairmount, so she was ripping Newports like they were fucking going out of style.
Ugh.
Ripping Newports.
Dude, I was a Marlboro. I went through.
No,
a
you
bunch.
were a fuck. Never mind. I can't say that. We got to.
I went through a bunch, man, because I remember like when I was like 18, 19, it was Parliament Menthol Lights. Right?
That was your gay stage, right?
E-Funks, dude. They were the greatest. Don't sweat it. And then you had then Marlboro
I'm still
Miles.
confused how people smoke things that didn't get them high but could kill them.
I
Oh,
Makes no
dude.
sense to me.
You have a
Makes
couple
no
beers.
sense to me.
You have a couple beers and a smoke. Oh, that's a great fucking time. Great.
Yeah, you're right.
Couple beers and a smoke.
But it's like a whip it. You get like
How about
1 minute of
couple-
Yeah,
smoke.
it is.
You
It's
don't
like
get
a
anything.
whip it.
After a while, you don't get
Have
anything.
a couple beers and have sex. Why would you have a cigarette?
Well, I mean,
So
Yeah.
dumb.
I want to get
Not-
smelly.
You know, that wasn't
I
happening. You couldn't buy it for $4 at 7-Eleven, Jana. All right, I'm not buying sex for $4 at 7-Eleven. But
I
dude,
mean, at 7-Eleven, you probably could.
It comes
right,
with free
in
cheese
Kensington,
and
sure.
Yeah,
free cheese and
Kensington.
chili.
Yeah, it comes with a taquito.
The whole. What do you mean? Why are you talking shit on me because I smoke cigarettes? You smoke weed. I'm like, bitch, I get high. You're gonna die dead sober.
Yeah,
Mm-mm-mm.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I do. Jeff, do you ever get the craving for cigarettes?
Oh yeah, all the
Yeah,
time.
dude. Even talking about them, I just want to fucking light one
Yeah.
up. God.
TV shows.
I'll tell you this
I'd love
though.
to smack
that's
my
why-
nuts off your white forehead.
You get these lovely little
Yeah.
What are those?
Oh,
I
is
gotta
that
quit.
Oh, is that
Nicorette?
your gum?
Nicorette. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dude,
chewing
Yeah.
regular gum right now.
yeah.
You know what,
I don't
Matt?
know the
I would
difference.
maybe
What?
just go get some fucking stackers and pop a couple of them while you're fucking at
Bro, that's another thing.
Great
You
way to
do
have a
some,
heart attack.
oh yeah, you do some Adderall or some fucking ups, like, and you need 2 packs of smokes because you're nonstop all day on that
Oh
shit.
yeah.
Justin,
Oh,
yes or no?
The math on that was 3 packs in a day. Say you sleep 8 hours, so you're awake for 16. It's 3 3/4 cigarettes per hour all day.
Yeah.
Literally
Wow.
nonstop. Because what is it?
Uh,
8 minutes of smoke or something?
Everybody on here was prescribed Adderall as well.
I wasn't-
I wasn't
Fifth grade.
prescribed, but
I was
I had plenty
prescribed.
of it.
But
I hated
oddly
that
enough,
shit.
when I take it, it makes me like slow down like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
else has a fucking party, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why is that? And the fucking doctor's like, because
You
you
need
need
it.
it, stupid. I'm like, oh, all right,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever.
Uh,
Fuck
I've
you.
never had it. I've never tried it ever.
You're not
Poor
missing
man's
too
meth.
much. Yeah,
Yeah.
it ain't the.
Yeah,
it ain't
I
the
mean, I don't
greatest.
want to. That's why
Yeah.
I didn't. But
It makes you grind
But I
your
do
teeth,
love my-
makes you sweat.
Makes
and-
your dick hard.
No, it does not.
Oh, my bad.
Makes that
maybe
shit
just
like
that's because you
doing
need it.
Yeah. Zing!
Boing.
Got him.
Well,
What were you
Matt,
gonna say,
the only reason I
Dan?
need it is because I use it. You mean like, if you don't use it, then what's it mean?
Get married,
lose
bub.
it.
Get married. And you won't need any more Adderall. I'll tell you that right now. Go ahead, Jana. What were you gonna say?
I don't know.
Oh, all right. Well, let's keep moving then.
Yeah, Matt.
So,
fuck
you're living with your grandparents in Upper Dublin, so you're like 9. Then your dad moved to Florida, and your mom moved to Montgomeryville, and that's where you moved in with your mom in Montgomeryville, and kind of that's where you grew up, like your teenage years and stuff. But when your dad was in Florida, he kind of lived it up, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
didn't he got his helicopter license in Florida. Is that right?
Oh,
Oh, he got
yeah.
it here in PA.
Yeah.
But you said
He used to pull up in the Viper.
he was riding, like he was just riding a helicopter around town, right? Like what was going on?
I've heard stories he would like fly under. Actually, he flew under a bridge, and the guy actually pulled the tag. The guy almost had a heart attack. He flew under the bridge, and they saw the tag. And I think I think he wasn't allowed to fly for a while, but I heard they would. He was 18, so he would fly over the drive-in and like hover there. And then the other one was down at the 309 Cinema at that light. He landed at the stoplight, and then when it turned green, he took off again. I mean,
That is
couldn't
hilarious.
That is
my grandfather bought this helicopter. He did well for himself, and he bought this thing, and he wouldn't fly in it then. So my
it's
dad
just
learned
sitting
how to
there.
fly it.
And then just in case, Jeff, we don't have to get into it if you don't want, but wasn't your pops in real estate?
Yeah, my grandparents and my dad.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm generation 3, and they all did really, really well.
Yeah. They're buying helicopters.
My grandmother,
Right.
well, they started with a boiler business in like North Wales, so they did well with that. I think they didn't get into real estate until they went down to Florida. I think, and my dad was like number 1 or number 2 for like 2 years in the whole, South Florida.
Wow. So
Right.
and when Florida's making huge gains and everyone's moving down to Florida,
Right.
he's just fucking shoveling it in.
Yeah,
Damn.
big time.
Oh,
And he hooked up with so he's from Austria.
Falterbauer?
Arnold.
Oh.
Okay, Arnold.
Oh, that's not a nice Italian name?
Put
Falterbauer?
another shrimp on the barbie.
No, and he,
Joking.
and he was also a little in the Switzerland realm, and he heard some guy at a gas pump one day, and the guy was speaking Swiss, and he goes, "Oh, I know that accent." And they ended up partnering up, and they made a lot of money together. A lot.
Oh,
I think
shit.
the other guy was the money man. He did
He was like funded it, and your dad brought in the dough, like made.
something
Yeah.
like that. I mean,
Okay.
that guy's got like his own race team
Damn.
F1.
Damn.
and all kinds of shit.
Enzo Ferrari.
I think he's
Cool.
got like 30, 40 cars.
Damn.
But whatever, they did well. Think about 80s in Florida. I mean,
Yeah. Wait, your
For
dad
sure.
drove a Viper?
Yeah, it was sick.
he had all kinds of shit.
The
Wow.
Viper I remember
Ferraris, yeah.
distinctly to get Kent. I was like,
All
yo, he's picking
kinds
up
of
his
shit.
brother. I was like, yo,
He always had nice cars.
The
Yeah.
Viper is a fuck, but that was
the
like,
red joint too.
Dude,
That shit was
I-
sick.
Ooh.
I remember when the
He
Viper
had
came
two
out.
Vipers.
It's all people would
Two
talk
Vipers.
about. This is the fastest car on the road now, the Viper.
Don't ha-
One of the most
Enormous
dangerous
V10.
cars on the road.
Oh yeah,
too,
yeah.
for sure.
Really tough to control.
It had
That's
no
one of 'em.
ABS, no
Yep.
ABS, anything. I rented one in Vegas when I was like 25, and the tire skipped at like 50 driving down. the
Oh
highway.
my god. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
And we had to. That was when he got remarried, and I had to outrun a Park Ranger is what they had around there, because the valet guy said, "Go out in the desert, take this turn, that turn, whatever turn." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, whatever. I'll figure it out."
Yeah.
And we
yeah.
passed this guy, and he was in like a Jeep Grand Cherokee with lights on it. And my new step cousin, he was in the passenger seat, and I was like, "What do I do?" He's like, "You're in a fucking Viper, dude. Burn this dude." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Brrrr."
Yeah.
He was-
Damn.
Yeah,
That's
he was
fucking
nowhere.
badass.
yeah.
Oh yeah. He didn't see it like, after 2 seconds you were gone.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
still, you know how much I'm into cars because of the fucking life I live, but still one of my favorite cars of all time by far. A Viper. If I had all the money in the world, the Viper's such a iconic, badass car. It's
Oh.
ridiculous.
Dude, honestly,
They're
I'm not even
trucking.
like a car guy, but I even know like that the Viper, just the name is like this fucking car, It's a fucking Viper, Dodge Viper.
You
So-
take all the exhaust restraints off that thing, you can hear it from like miles.
Jesus.
It's literally a truck engine. V10.
Yeah.
That's fucking badass.
Cabot
Okay.
should be getting hard over here, but he's dipping out.
Yo, chill.
So let's keep moving. So Jeff, so your dad's in Florida and you're in Montgomeryville with your mom, right? And you're you and your brother there. What was life like growing up in Montgomeryville? And there was a bunch of kids there, a couple former guests of the show, friend of the show, Chris Wertan grew up in that neighborhood.
Love
Couple,
C-Dot.
yeah, couple of good guys, that were from there. So what was life like growing up there and how'd things go?
It was great.
Yeah.
We built like BMX bike jumps where we dig ditches and fill them with leaves and sticks and throw gasoline on it and jump it in
Oh
the
my
woods.
gosh, that's so fun.
And we played in the woods. We did cool shit that
Yeah.
kids today don't really do. They're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
sucked into
Stuck on their iPad.
Bro.
We did so much, stuff outside. Summer like blew by. We didn't want to miss a minute of summer.
Yeah.
Morning till night. It was just outside all the time.
Yeah.
Fun and mischievous stuff, of course.
It was the best. Do you remember too, like the beginning of summer, you're still like getting up early because that's where you're used to from school. But then like towards like the middle of summer, you start sleeping in more. And I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
I want to start getting up early again because I hate missing these summer, you know what I mean? From like staying up late.
Yeah.
Man, I remember that. God, summer as a kid. Anything better? Like, come the fuck on. The best, dude.
Or if you played video games one summer, you're like, fuck, I missed half summer playing video games. I should have been out there.
Oh yeah, dude.
Do that crap in the winter.
I hated going over like I remember I would go over to my one buddy's house and like he was like a video game guy and I'd have to be like, dude, let's go the fuck outside. I don't want to watch you play Zelda. Like what the fuck?
It was jdub.
Yeah.
Nah, see, I was good about that. Like I would literally
I was always
wake up
outside.
and just walk outside, get on my bike, and just go.
Same.
You just like do
Yeah.
a lap around North Wales, and
Yep.
someone was throwing rocks at something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the best. Just get on your bike, go on an adventure, and figure it out later, and come back to eat lunch and then come back to eat dinner and then fuck off.
And
Right.
come back to get my shin fucking wrapped up because those bullshit pegs they had, or the
Bear
bullshit
claws.
pedals back in the day with the fucking razor sharp things that it would keep your shoes in place better by
Yeah.
gripping it. No, all it did was shred
Oh,
my
they were
shins when I
rough.
slipped
Claw
off.
pedals, yeah.
You remember that old
So rough.
best department store in Airport
Yeah.
Square?
Yeah.
Yep.
We all rode to that thing. rode
Right
our
by
skateboards.
Fantasy Zone.
Yeah. Well, no, Airport Square. So
Oh, right in
Home
front of it.
Depot, right?
Yeah.
Or no,
Marshall-
Old Navy.
Like where
Marshall
Toys R Us
and
was.
Toys R
Yes.
Us, yeah.
Yes.
We shimmied up their trash chute or their recycling chute, and we had skateboards. We'd skateboard around Best, and every time after they went out of business, and every time a cop would like come by, and we're like, "How the hell does he know we're in here?" We were setting the silent alarm off every single time.
Hey,
Yo,
now.
that's a blast. Wait, so you would skateboard inside the store?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that sounds like
Some
so
of
much
the kids came in, they started spray painting stuff, and
fun.
Oh, gotta ruin it.
I would have pissed on the wall.
Yeah, you
Probably,
would.
I probably did. No, yeah.
Oh, dude, when
Yeah.
you were a kid, you're pissing
I peed on
legit
everything.
everywhere.
Yeah,
I peed on
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
I pissed on everything.
It's almost meditated into little boys where I sort of got my buddy's sons too. He just whips his dick out and pisses anyway. He's like, am I allowed to piss
Yeah.
here? Am I allowed to piss here?
Yeah,
Can I piss here? I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, I guess.
yeah. Go do
When I
your
was,
thing. Yeah.
yeah. When I was at my grandparents' house, I would walk outside and pee on the side, and they called me and they're like, "Why you do that shit?" And I'm like, "Freedom."
Hell yeah. America.
I grew up in a
Always-
Justin, why do you
always
do
tell
that?
the
still?
Feel
boys.
better after.
I grew up in a house with five boys in one bathroom. So when you woke up and you had to go to the bathroom, your options were the bathroom, the kitchen sink, the sub pump in the
Oh.
basement, or out back.
Ooh.
The sink was
Sub pump is
aggressive.
rough.
I followed everything else, but the sink, you're a
The
fucking
sink
animal.
was aggressive. If it
I mean,
You're a
was
somebody-
fucking animal.
Somebody
Could
had
you
to go out
imagine?
a window, right? Somebody
Yeah.
had to go out the window.
Oh.
Oh,
all
on
the
the
time.
third floor,
Yeah.
my brother there was a crack in the window and he got a PVC like flexi tube and would pee in that and then have it just fly out into the driveway.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
And we also the kitty litter box was up there and we would get
No.
drunk and piss in the kitty litter box.
How many of you survived to adulthood?
What do you mean? We all made it.
Oh shit!
Dog, it was wild.
God
in
is
there,
good.
Yeah.
God is good.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's a war
can
zone.
you imagine Justin wakes up, it's like, God, I gotta piss. Checks the bathroom, no go. Checks the
Cat's
kitchen
in the litter
sink,
box. He's got a
no
move.
go. Checks the sub pump, no. Checks the backyard, no.
Cat's
Like,
already in the litter box.
yeah, he's like, all right, I guess I'm gonna go to the neighbor's house. Like, what the fuck?
Guess I'll pee in the flexi pipe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Man, you're pissing legit pissed everywhere I could. Yeah, the best. So nice.
So I have one more kid adventure. So me and my brother, the Philadelphia Inquirer had that printing press right in North Wales.
Yeah.
And We go back there exploring one day, for the fun of it, doing jumps off their like loading dock and stuff. We go through their trash rummage, and lo and behold, they have porn cards thrown away in the dumpster. They got like, it's just the chicks with like nothing like HBO type porn, so like boobs and like butts, like nothing like overly graphic, but just sheets of them.
Showing their balloon knot.
Nothing like overly crazy, but like enough that like this is fucking
off.
gold. I'm selling all, and they weren't cut. They were the big sheets, so we're just rolling up logs and like it was like as children on bicycles one day finding pornography, and it was like
that's the greatest thing that's ever happened.
Might as well have like glowed.
Yep.
I had my friends went through the adult world.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Tom told a story about
it's risky, but brilliant.
The first thing they opened up, there was a dump, dump sitting there, and I was like,
ammonia like smell.
Oh. Another thing growing up, when my mom would go out on dates when I was like 15, I'd take that car and we would all go driving around, and then my other friends would ended up started to do the same thing.
Hell yeah.
So I don't know how we didn't get caught. My other buddy, he needed like a booster seat to get on there. One day his parents had this fast Mercedes. He's flying down 309. The cop comes up and flashes the lights and goes off. Like, we got really lucky with a lot of stuff.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow. I would have pissed myself.
Yeah.
When I was like 14 and to 16, my mom would give me the keys to warm it up in the morning before she would take us to school, and I would drive it around the block a couple times before she would come out, and she would always be like, "Why do you have to move my seat to warm the car up?"
She never knew.
She never like put it together. She was just
That's
like,
so
whatever. She probably did know, and just like whatever.
She didn't care.
Yeah, I just went around in a big circle.
Yeah, she knew you were just being an idiot. So, all right, real quick, woohoo, woohoo. Or should I do did you ever hear the San Francisco?
I don't know. Please don't ever do
siren?
that again. Whatever it is, don't do that again.
Woo, woo,
or
pull
that.
over. Yeah, that's how they do it in San Francisco. Woo, woo, woo. All right, now
I fucking quit.
Newest segment is coming to town. It's the Jana Cute Questions Corner with Jana Hehlo. So cute. All right, Jeff. Jana's gonna ask you a couple cute questions. They're cute. You're cute.
Cute. They're small. They're small questions.
All right, Jana.
Tiny kittens.
All right, Jana, take it away.
What's your sign?
Virgo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Virgo.
You have Virgo tendencies?
Big time. Yeah.
What are some Virgo tendencies?
Ooh, I don't know. I got to get one of them little Virgo books.
Yeah, I don't know.
Virgo season.
I don't know.
That's honestly, that's
kind
stuff.
of OCD.
Yeah.
In a way.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that honestly, that's just bullshit that women use to try to manipulate you. Where it's like, I knew, you know what? You're an Aquarius. You're an Aquarius. I knew it. I knew you were an Aquarius because you do this, and that's what Aquariuses do. Really? Really? Is that true? No, it's not true.
Matt, you must be an Aquarius for saying that.
I am an Aquarius, actually. It's true.
I knew that.
That's weird.
So,
how'd you know that?
I think you're Aquarius because I saw you go.
Woo! 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 Pull over! Yeah.
Stop it.
You've never seen Eddie Murphy Raw? It's from his stand-up.
Yes, and he was fantastic. You not so much.
Woo! 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 All right. Jana,
now,
great
Cabot,
first question.
Sensitive people are not going to like what you're saying.
Yeah, they never do. Go ahead, Jana.
They're not welcome here.
Yeah.
Jeff, what's your favorite quality in a partner?
Being genuine, for sure.
Ooh,
genuine. Love it.
That makes sense. You seem very genuine.
Thank you. It's very hard to find, and I believe I found it. So I put a ring on it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hell
right, baby.
Recently engaged. Shout out. Congratulations.
2 weekends ago.
Nice.
And I met her before. She's a cool person.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
She's genuine. That's what I heard.
Smart too. She's a smart girl.
Somebody told me that.
Yeah.
Smart
Someone brought that up.
Yeah, smart girl.
No, but yeah. I mean, you go through 40 some years of life, you think you know what you want at that point.
Yeah.
Amen.
So yeah, it's a good thing.
Sometimes you don't know till it smacks you in the mouth. You know
I'll tell her I said good things. You got to say all bad things.
That's what I tell every girl
I'm
I
kidding.
go out
I'm
with.
kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm not really.
Yeah. Not every day with your fiance has been the best day ever. Go ahead, Jen.
What did you ask about? How do I do this about doing what to their face? Because I fully liked it. You said I should slap them in the face because they don't know it's coming.
Sometimes you don't know what you want till it smacks you in the face.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling the next broad I see.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true.
It happens.
You'll get it.
Yeah, happens all the time. All right, go ahead, Jana. Next question.
Who was your childhood celebrity crush?
Woo!
Probably Pamela Anderson.
Hell yeah, that's mine. That's 100% mine.
Yo, do you guys remember the show Hey Dude?
Baywatch. You got the
Remember Melody from Hey
I remember
Dude?
Hey Dude.
Melody from Hey Dude, Christine Taylor.
Hey,
dude. Yeah, big fan.
So what about now? Who's your celebrity crush now as an adult?
Hillary Clinton.
I mean, isn't that everybody's celebrity crush?
I don't want to die.
What do they call those man suits she wears? But
Pantsuits?
Pantsuits?
I don't know. Pantsuits. That's right. They're awful.
Shout out to Lisa.
Shout out to Lisa Samano, fan of the show, listener of the show.
I don't know. That's a really hard question.
Celebrity crush now. It changes.
I don't watch too much TV.
Depends like what Instagram model.
There are other celebrities.
I think Instagram probably more.
Yeah, Instagram models.
Yeah. Could you imagine you're just getting paid tons of money to take pictures of yourself all day?
Unbelievable.
Yes, I imagine it all the time.
I'm jealous.
That's every day.
I got man boobs. I should use them.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You got feet, yo. Put them on the internet.
Dude, feet.
I tried to do it. I tried to start a feet OnlyFans, but I'm too lazy.
It's all your draws.
Farting in a jar. That one bitch from the one show was farting in a jar. And people were buying it.
I have a foot account for OnlyFans. I got a selling your panties account, and I just never do it.
Yeah.
Just too lazy.
Yeah. You
You
could be a
should go on
millionaire.
Craigslist and find one of them dudes that wants to you have him stomp on his nuts and shit and just go Pele on his nutsack.
There's a sugar daddy app too. Isn't there an app that we can find sugar daddies?
I've been on that one too.
Yeah. Remember the one girl was talked about? Who talked about it on this show, Matt?
My cousin.
Oh,
Wasn't it Ashley Madison? Wasn't that the name of it?
Ashley
it wasn't
Madison?
that one, but yeah.
What?
The same
I'm
deal.
acting like I wasn't.
What
real shit?
Yeah. What, Jeff? What did you say?
Some girl I knew at the bar said she was on one.
Yeah.
And I had a few drinks. I was like, get the fuck away from me. I was like, that's the most pathetic. I said, why don't you go get a job or something? It's so ridiculous.
That's exactly what happened to jdub's cousin. She said she showed up the one time. The guy was like, here's $300. I'm going.
Yeah.
Legit.
Episode available now.
Come up for
right? I'll fucking show up for $300.
Especially with gas prices today. She's probably like what, $250 then.
Yep. Goddamn right.
Yeah, sometimes you just, people need company, and some people will pay a lot of money for it.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, Banana, what do you got next?
Jeff, when is the last time you cried?
This morning.
This is kind of sad, but when I saw that no, it wasn't. It's kind of pathetic, but when I saw the damn wedding or the engagement ring, I was like,
man, that's awesome. That's awesome, dude.
It sounds real stupid.
No, it doesn't.
Which was kind of screwed up, because if that day did not get messed up, I didn't trust myself, and I don't cry ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it got messed up, and like my mom was hiding with the camera behind a pole like this, and everybody saw her, and we were down the beach and we're walking. My buddy has a boat, so we were walking back to the boat on the dock thing, and I like pushed her onto the beach, and she's like, "Why are you pushing me?" She was getting so frustrated with how clumsy I was.
Yeah.
And acting weird that it took away from me getting any kind of emotion. But aside from that, I'm never crying. I promise you.
And to be completely transparent, you weren't crying at the ring, you were crying at the receipt for the ring.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. That's when I cried.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah, that was
it's such a dude. The ring game is such a scam now, because it used to be one ring to rule them all.
Dog, same thing happened.
Dude.
This bull shows me some rocks, and I'm like picking them out, right? I pick out one of the rocks, and then I'm like, so that's it, right? He's like, oh no, you gotta get a band too, and that's like another 2 racks. I'm like, yo, we already went. Yeah. What do you mean I got more shit?
Not to mention the anniversary gimmick. You got to get, dude. When I bought my wife's engagement ring,
more?
Oh yeah, dude. When I bought my wife's engagement ring, the lady said 2 things to me. She said, 1, don't ever give this to her on a holiday or her birthday, because on
It's a
those
gift.
days, because it's considered a gift. And if you ever got divorced, she gets to keep
Same with the
it,
dog.
right? Which is fucked up for them to tell you at the jewelry store when you buy a gift
Well,
ring.
technically, it's not 50% of marriages either.
It's
Divorce,
good,
but whatever.
It's good advice. But then
Yeah.
the second thing she said, she's like, "You're in luck because this one comes in a set of 3." And I was like, why would I need fucking 3 of them? And she told me the gimmick now is you get the engagement one is the big one with the big rock on it. That one you get first. Then you give the wedding band. The wedding band would go on first, then the engagement ring.
Then a ring for your guma.
No, then you get the anniversary band, because I think it's like the 4th year or something is like the ring anniversary that you got to get them. So
Yo, somebody's making shit up for you. I've never heard any of this, and I
Good
think it's
shit.
all horse shit.
dude,
I'm excited. I
Yeah.
want
Shit,
to right?
I got all 3. I'm done.
dude, I got all 3
I got
too.
all 3. I'm done.
Yeah,
That
dude,
got all
Did you
4.
get a
He threw an
deal,
anal
too?
ring in with it.
dude, I got them all.
Aw.
It was I mean, I have a great shout out Williams Jewelry Company. They're the best. Shout out fans of the show, listen to the show. But yeah, that's where I got mine. I took a bunch of dudes there to get wedding rings. So.
Oh,
I married a
just
bunch
hang-
of
you-
dudes.
Hang out with a bunch of dudes at jewelry stores? No.
Yeah.
right? What the fuck, Matt? With the woo! We
Dude.
went to the jewelry store this weekend.
Woo, woo, woo. We're going to the
Really
jewelry
picking on
store. So nice. Let's keep it moving. Okay. So, or no, Jana, what else you got for a question?
Okay, last question. What is your toxic trait? Like my toxic trait is I think I can train wild horses. So I just like walk up to them and then, I've been like
I wouldn't call
dragged
that
and
toxic,
stepped
more
on. And,
dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, whatever. Like what's your
That's
toxic trait?
dangerous.
Dangers for wimps, Steve.
Oh, dog, I seen a horse
Does-
kick shit on the intranet. I ain't fucking with that thing.
Does time count?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
guess.
Yep.
anything
I
counts.
am notoriously time management. I'm notoriously late, but I've gotten so much better. I used to
Hell
always
yeah.
be like significantly late, but now it's like more like 5, 10 minutes.
Reeled it in a little.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
your
was
lady
even
probably
early.
doesn't
I
like
was
that.
early the other day.
What?
There's real time and there's real time and there's Jeff time. Everybody
Yep.
says. So
And
I've been.
I also saw that in high school. He would show up midway through the varsity match. People were like, where the fuck is our heavyweight? Jeff would
Yeah.
stroll in from the street with like 3 matches before his match and then wrestle. We were like, yo, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah. They tried to kick me out of high school for that.
For being late so much?
I shit you not, for being late to class. and my dad showed up in a leather suit jacket like the mafia.
Yep, they knew. They
He's
knew.
like, that might be your world, but that's not real world. So, and he flew up from Florida. He's like, so if you go through with this, I'm gonna sue you all. You're all gonna go broke.
Yeah.
And that was it. And they were like, go back to class.
You're like, all right, you
That's
can be
great.
as late as you want now. Don't even bother
No.
showing up.
It probably, the late stuff wasn't good. I don't think I've been notorious late when we were looking in houses, right?
No, you were
Maybe.
dude. If anything, we were late.
I think we were both late all the time, so it worked out beautifully.
Yeah,
But
no, you
I
weren't.
think we were-
I would never consider you like late. I would say like you were always on time when we were dealing with you.
I've been pretty good. The problem is if I get stuck on the phone, you are running your own business. So you don't pick up the phone, somebody else will. So you got to
Yeah.
take a phone call and then you
Yeah.
got to get out the door and
Yeah.
you might have to take a shower, go to the bathroom, and all that good stuff.
Also, you're like running all over the place. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I remember we saw 3 houses the one day, and it's legit boom, 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 and you're talking after each one, and you're going over strategy, and it's like it's a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just with us. You were with other people after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. So, all right, Jana, you got any more questions for Cute Questions Corner?
Jeff, boxers or briefs?
Whoa.
No, definitely boxers.
What?
Yeah. In fact,
Oh my god.
my fiance calls them drapes. So what can I get can I do anything to get you to stop wearing these drapes? And I said, no, I want my freedom.
Man.
And
Freedom.
Jesus
He loves
Christ,
his
you're out
freedom.
there. You're out
I'm
there
telling you.
just fucking selling homes with your nuts hanging out.
I'll tell you what,
The man who likes his freedom.
they tested my sperm and it's no joke.
Hey.
It's
You got
like
the thick
literally,
sperm.
it's like probably 6 times the normal human.
Like,
So
sir,
Yeah.
this is too
go
potent.
with the
Yes.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to dilute this if
Dude,
you're gonna
but
use it.
Actually,
the boxer brief is
There's a risk that
gimmick.
you'll have 12
I don't
children
like
at
them.
once.
Boxer
You know what?
briefs are the best.
maybe if I lost a couple pounds and I didn't feel anything hovering over the top of them, that might be different.
Maybe if he wasn't so manly.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But what's it called? Which is interesting because I wore boxers to wrestle in a singlet.
Well, that's
Oh
out of
my
fucking
God.
control.
I shit you not. And if those boxers came out of that singlet, you're done. You're
Yep.
team point.
Team point.
Yeah, it was a big deal. And I would have to take injury time because I wasn't used to these tight things. So it's like, it was awful being in a singlet. I hated it.
Oh, it was
I'm
the
not kidding. You
worst.
remember that?
The worst.
I always
Yeah,
hated that.
it was bad. I
Yeah.
hated that.
Yeah.
John pins your wiener against your body so fucking hard you think you're gonna die.
Yeah. It's
Bro.
like getting kicked over and over again, but just slowly.
Brutal.
So nice. All
I
right.
loved it.
Well, yeah, big fan. I'm wearing one right now. So
Come on, every
Number
episode.
You
Drapes.
got the unitard on underneath.
yeah.
Drapes.
So that was the first ever the cute questions corner segment with Jana Heartstopper Hehlo. Great stuff, Jana. Great job. Can't wait to get more of that segment. Really, really love it. So let's keep it moving. So you're growing up in Montgomeryville. You're doing your thing, hanging out. You're wrestling. You're going to school. Like you're in high school, and you would end up
Hanging chicks.
just hammering home the turkey.
Yeah.
Just going to town, right? But I want to talk about, you were really into like a couple things growing up. You were wrestling, obviously, football, but then also like you were big into like BMX and skateboarding and all that stuff, right? Like what kind of stuff would you get into?
Really big into skateboarding. We
Yeah.
rollerbladed and all that stuff. And we went up to Cheapskates every single weekend, which was an indoor skate park, by the way.
Which is
Yeah.
hilarious because you're a giant motherfucker. Like little guys do skateboarding and you're a giant motherfucker on skateboard and fucking.
I don't.
But you're like, your balance must have been really good then. You know what I mean?
It's good. I was brutal
Yeah.
falls.
Dude, when you did fall, it hurt.
The
I
earth
bet.
shook.
Yeah.
You ever see Jamie Foy?
No.
He's a big boy who's a nasty skater, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll look him up.
How
yeah, he's
big?
dope. I mean, he's like, he looks, I mean, he's a stocky, especially for what you see in most
God
skateboarders.
damn it, J-Dub. I don't want to hear stocky when we're talking about giants.
I don't know how big he
Just
is.
a little fat kid.
Yeah, he's a little
No.
pudgy round boy, but he skates hard, yeah. He's nice.
Nice.
Hell yeah, bull.
Good. I'll check him out.
But
Nice.
shout out, doesn't KZeb own Cheapskates now?
He does. Yes, he does.
Yeah, he
That's
turned it
where,
into one of those.
Keystone,
Keystone Sports is in that building
Yeah.
now.
Dude, I
I
remember
know
I went
Zeppelin.
there
I know
one
Zeppelin
time.
well.
As a child, I was very afraid of the half pipe inside of Cheapskates.
Dude,
I
yes.
wanted
The
no parts of
bowl
it.
too. You remember the bowl?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
the
get
bowl's a
stuck in
little
it.
more manageable on a bike.
Yeah, the
but,
half pipe was like 30 feet.
It
That
was
joint
scary.
was fucking nasty.
Yeah.
Did you ever get
Tony
stuck
Hawk came there one day.
in the bowl?
Bam would be there too.
Absolutely.
Bam
Yeah,
and Novak were there one time.
No
Yeah,
back.
they were-
Oh wow.
Josh Proctor snapped his leg in half right in front of me on that
Yeah.
half pipe, broke it straight in half. I was like, oh shit, your leg's pointing the other way. I'm going to go over to the bowl now.
Oh.
Yeah.
I watched-
Dude, there must
I
have been
watched
an
a few people
EMT
do
there
that.
all the time. Yeah. What was that, Jeff?
I watched a few people do that. There was a
Mhm.
little pro, that JR Neves kid. He passed away, but he launched from the 12-foot vert and flew in the air onto the 6-foot, and his leg just went. And
Oh!
It was bad.
That's a brutal injury. Oh,
Yeah, it was awful.
oh.
Yeesh.
But the
Yeesh.
owner of that was like, it was very weird because I don't know.
Yeah, you know
Yeah,
how
he
that
like-
place went out?
Well, yeah.
Like-
Wasn't there a kid that got gimmicked
Touched in
there?
the fucking locker room. Yeah.
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 Oh.
He got a lot. He got a lot, and he probably had his own Epstein Island or something.
Oh my
But,
gosh.
Oh.
Yeah, it was bad.
Jeez.
It was bad. But he hit on my mom too. My mom was a very pretty lady. I guess he liked
He
everything.
didn't.
Yeah. He wasn't. Yeah.
Hey.
He didn't hit on me because I would have kicked the shit out of him. I'll tell
Yeah.
you right now.
He
Jesus.
checked all the boxes.
Damn. Yeah, he's just,
Dude.
trying everywhere. But damn, that's fucked up. Okay, so you're hanging
Yeah.
out at Cheapskates doing the thing, but then, like we said, you would also wrestle, but you also were really into and still are really into skiing, right?
Oh, yeah.
And snowboarding. So How did you get into it, and what's up with it now?
Because I like skateboarding so much, I tried to start snowboarding at Spring Mountain, and I ended up with the purple butt cheek for like 2 weeks. I literally took one run on that icy, it's nothing but ice.
Yeah.
And then I immediately switched over to skis, and they wouldn't let me trade them either. So my mom got hit twice for 2 different rentals.
Oh.
Yeah. So then I
Angel.
started skiing, and my friends Brian Hannigan and Nick Jeffers, they were excellent skiers. Their parents probably took them from when they were little kids. You see the little lines where the people are holding their kids going down like that. That's them.
Okay.
So when I started going with them, you know how they say good people always make you better.
Yeah.
It was fight or flight. You had to keep up with them,
Or
if you didn't, you're done. So it's like, all right, I got to get good real quick. So it was literally like one day, and I skied for a long time, and then my brother snowboarded, and I would go on like 1 or 2 runs at the end of the day with his snowboard and much smaller boots, which is very interesting because I skateboarded goofy foot and he rode regular. So I actually snowboard regular, skateboard goofy. Like him did, different front foot on each one.
Like punching right and right and left.
Yeah. And then I switched to snowboarding. I think I took a couple years off. And my buddy Mike Salerno, who got hit by a drunk driver, he had like 40 some broken bones, and he couldn't walk for a while and all that stuff. And he was like, his dad worked for Merck, and they shipped him to Germany when he was a kid, so he learned over in the Alps.
Yeah, he in the Alps, yo.
That dude's a little too smart for anyone's good. So he's like, I bet you this is like this is like a cast, the ski boot. I bet you I can ski in it. So
oh my gosh.
He's like, you want to try? And he did. Dude, straight up almost, you want to talk about crying? He pretty much almost cried when he took that first run.
That's just probably so painful.
Yeah.
Why?
And now I'm still snowboarding at the time. And he's like, we got to go out west. Because at the time I had only been to Vermont and East Coast and all that.
Yeah.
And out west was like total game changer.
Really?
Like life.
Where are you heading? Where are you heading to out west?
Everywhere. Utah's good.
Colorado.
I didn't really like Park City, but we went to like Alta was awesome. At this point, fast forward, I'm on skis now again. And
well, didn't you have an incident on the snowboard where you hit like a hot tree or whatever the hell they're called? The well?
I went up.
What's the deal with this? The well? Can you explain it?
I was telling you about that. I went up. That was in Vermont. I went up at Stowe is one of the only places that actually has backcountry. And especially for kids now, it's dangerous. Like they don't even know what they're doing. Neither do we. We hiked halfway up the mountain in the spring, and I just went, and the only thing that was above the snow was like my armpits on my board like this, and I'm screaming. Yeah, and I'm screaming at my buddy, help. And he's like, dude, you got to get yourself out of there, because if I come help and I fall in with you, we're both dead.
Oh my
Nobody
gosh.
Nobody can call for help.
Yeah, if you like picture an evergreen, the snow pockets, and there's a big gap like at the bottom of a tree well, because like the tree collects all the snow, so then you fall into there and the snow is light, so it's like quicksand almost. Like if you struggle, you'll knock more snow and you'll just bury yourself.
There's air pockets. The tree is actually, tree operating at a higher temperature than everything else, so it creates air pockets. I think there should be a little more education on that, actually. But that wasn't.
That is so scary.
That's terrifying.
Like you said,
that was awful.
That
might have been when I took the break.
Yeah, you ski better with other people. I've only went skiing like twice, and then I went with my buddy to New York. We went skiing. He skis all the time, and we're on the lift. And I was like, I'll probably just do like a blue or so. He's like, this one's all blacks up here. I hope you know that. And we're just on the thing going up, and it's a 20-minute going up or whatever. And I'm like, how do I get down? He's like, I don't know, man, just follow me.
All blacks and skiing?
It's only one way.
Jana, you got to start getting on there.
But yeah, he was explaining the tree pocket thing. He's like, stay away from the trees. I was like, well, obviously. He's like, no, like stay away from the trees, because like if you fall in the pocket.
He was talking about the weed. He was like, Doug, you don't go down black diamonds. Don't be hitting the trees.
Oh, that's the best. The gondolas. My one buddy's telling me about out west. How they have those long gondola rides.
Oh, there's plenty of this. Yeah.
What's a gondola? Oh, the gondola is the chair?
The enclosed chair, though. There's a chair, and then a gondola is enclosed with heater and windows. usually only see them out west. They're like way up.
The
like
mountain
I was in
is
one in
so
Canada.
much bigger. So
Yeah,
it's like a
really.
45-minute lift ride to get to the top of the mountain. Versus like around here, it's 5 minutes, you know?
And your elevation's real high too, so you're freezing your ass off if you're not
So cold.
So it's enclosed, and it takes like 8 to 16 people up at once, and it takes 40 minutes. So
In
everybody
Canada,
just burns L's. And,
In Canada, I burned the L with a couple with like Mike. They weren't blazing, just me because I'm an asshole. It was Mike Yeager, like Frankie Schoendorfer, and the 2 French queers. And these French guys were all like fucking like bitching that I was smoking in it. So I was just ripping the L, like exhaling in their face, yelling America because it's fucking America, and fuck you, French Canada, fuck you.
Weren't you in Canada?
Yeah. They speak French. They speak French in Canada. It's French Canadian.
Yeah.
Quebec.
So these boys didn't even speak English. They're like,
didn't you have,
I'm like,
didn't you have go ahead, Jeff.
I met Schoendorfer and his dad and brother out in Park City.
Yeah,
they were.
His
they
dad
were
went
there.
to BYU.
They went out there. I guess his sister lives there, and she was getting married or something like that. So
the little sister.
We were just bullshitting, and Frank's like, "Yeah, I'm going out this weekend." I'm like, "I'll be there." And he's like, "Sweet, we'll meet up. And we'll go out."
Hell
it's pretty interesting too, because his dad runs a business, and his dad's like,
and his dad's a Mormon.
Oh, really?
I
think I did it.
That's Frank. They had to throw Frank out of the Mormon church.
Schoendorfer's dad's a Mormon.
Yeah, they all went to BYU. Frankie did for a year right out of high school. He went to BYU. Oh, yeah. His dad's still a Mormon. And at one point, Frankie had to go into the church and tell the whatever they call the guy, the priest or whatever the fuck it is. He was like, so what'd you do this weekend? Because they're trying to like encourage Frankie to have like better behaviors, but you can't do that to Frank. He's fucking nuts. So Frank looked at him and was like, what did I do this weekend? Awesome. I got drunk, smoked weed, and fucked random chicks. And the guy was like, yep, this isn't going to work out. We're going to have to talk to your parents. You're gone.
Wow.
It's enough of you.
Didn't you have a skiing story with Schoendorfer?
Yeah, when we at the same time we're in Canada, that time, like he said, it's the backcountry shit, right? So there's a part of the mountain that says that you can't like if you go back here and you get hurt or you need something, you have to pay for the helicopter lift. Like you're off limits. Like you're not supposed to be back here. You'll get ticketed. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
so we go back there. And at one point there was like, you have to get down some parts where you can't really like go down, right? And we're 19, we're drinking beers because in Canada it's legal. So we're getting fucking hammered. And we go down this one part, but you had to like take your snowboard skis off.
Just Frankie?
Me, Frankie Schoendorfer, Mike Yeager, Dave Sibley, and Trey's little corny brother. And whatever Trey's fucking dork or the brother's name was.
Sean.
So that dork, we fucking go down this he had these fucking gay like half skis where it's not a full ski, it's like a little ski. So it's kind of a snowboard, but it's not a snowboard and it's not skis, but it's a ski. It's fucking weird. So he had those on, and we went to go down that hill. I took off our shit. We had to like drop it down because we were gonna kill ourselves. It's like an ice cliff for like 50 feet, right? So we slide down our asses like fucking Stu Nods, get to the bottom, and we're looking around to figure out how we get out of here. And I hear, "Watch out below!" Not like, "Yo, I'm about to throw this thing." I turn around, and his skis coming like a missile. I thought it was gonna hit me in the neck. It just missed and hit me dead in my chest and like knocked me off my feet. Right? I was so fucking hot that either we were going to die on that mountain starving or eaten by a bear, or he was going to come down that fucking ice hill so I could stomp his nuts into the ground because I was so mad. And he was like not wanting to come down, and then Yeager had to like fucking get him down and tell me he would beat my ass if I fucking beat his ass. It was a nightmare.
Love Yeager. Shout out. Love Mike Yeager.
I didn't know Yeager skied.
Oh, yeah. Dude, he's a giant on a snowboard. He's scary.
Yeager's a great fucking dude, man.
Just like you. If you ever collide with someone on accident, it's not going to be a good day for them.
Yeah. Dude, Yeager is a great fucking dude. I love that dude.
Oh, yeah. Yeager's the man.
Jeff, I have a question about snowboarding.
Right.
Please.
So like you've been skateboarding for a while and then you snowboarded. So is it like such a big difference because your feet are stuck to that snowboard as opposed to like being able to kick on a skateboard? Because that's like kind of creeps me out. How does it feel?
You're using edges instead of wheels.
Yep.
So you're not used to it. And you need to know to slide, turn, slide up to catch an edge and all that stuff.
Do you ever find yourself like kicking by accident and then you fall?
I can tell you, I was flying down the mountain a couple of years ago and I just literally did a flip. I don't know what happened. The front of my board just stopped and the girl behind me is like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, I think so. Is everything working?
Yeah. Let me
like,
bang you.
So she's like, you just landed on your head. And I was like, ugh, that's no good.
Yeah.
Jeff, how did you meet your fiance? I know we're skipping around a lot.
I met her at her work.
Oh.
And I literally, it was during COVID, and they at that point in time they only allowed one person in and one person out, whatever, one person in at a time. So before that, probably didn't notice I noticed her, but I don't know if she noticed me. And I left her one day, and I told my buddy, I was like, I'm gonna marry that girl one day. Boom.
Really?
Yeah. And then so she noticed me, but another girl at her work liked me, but that wasn't happening. And I kept saying to her,
Little menage a trois?
no, but I kept saying to her manager, I was like, yo, what's her deal? Hook me up. And he wouldn't do it because of the other girl.
Oh
So
my gosh.
Fuck that guy, cock blocker.
What a blocker.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
And then she found me on Facebook and
Oh, so she was into it too. What?
oh yeah.
So she
Love this.
our birthdays were only like two weeks apart. So she's like,
Is she a
"It's your-"
Virgo?
She's August 15th, whatever that is. I don't
Oh,
think
she's a
I think
Leo.
Leo, right? Yeah.
Leo.
So, she's like, it's your birthday? Oh, it's my birthday. That kind of stuff.
Ah,
And then,
she knew what she was doing.
She thought I was making her wait. Most people would think, oh, he's playing his cards right. I think I was doing like sit-ups and push-ups, trying to get,
Yeah. You were trying to get ready
trying to get right. But
Fighting shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
push-ups, sit-ups, pizza.
The best diet ever. So nice. I want to talk about this. So when you were a kid, though, you were living in Montgomeryville, you're hanging out with your buddies, and you started a car detailing business, right? So how did that go?
Went really well for a while. Just telling you,
How old were you?
I
Like
did- 17?
I
think around there, yeah.
Okay. So
And-
17, wrestling, in shape, working on cars all day, cleaning
Mainly
them.
was
Doing kick flips and shit.
Yeah.
Tray flip.
Yeah, but I think what happened, we didn't really, I guess we did advertise. I would put like flyers in people's mailboxes on a skateboard, of course.
For you
Sure.
young
That's
fucks,
right.
that's how old this is. Pre-real internet, pre-cell phones, pre all that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, he printed
Yeah.
out his flyers on his
Printed
dot
them out.
matrix printer.
Yeah.
Yep. Hell yeah.
And then went out and delivered them. And then neighbors would see us out there and they're like, these are hardworking kids.
Hell yeah.
And the
And
cars
what do you
looked
got?
good.
The cars always look good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Everything that goes with that Virgo crap. Everything had to be perfect.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, and then my brother for a little bit worked with us, and my friend Ray McGrath. And like one day, this guy in, what do we call that? A Plymouth Prowler, I think, with the
Prowler.
Prowler.
wheels
Yeah.
out to the side. He came
Looked
up,
cool, but we're slow as shit.
Yeah.
right? And he came up. He's like, "Yeah, I want you to do I live over there. I want you to do mine next. It's the Prowler." I'm like, "Okay."
Oh shit.
And he gave me the money, and I was like, "I don't want your money. I didn't work on it yet." And he's like, "Well, you're gonna take it." And I was like, "How do you even know I'm gonna come back?" He's like,
Yeah, you're gonna take
"You'll be back, or I'll find you." I mean, I guess good judge of character. He knew I was going to come back, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to be paid for something before
Yeah,
I
you
actually
didn't do.
earned it.
Yep.
Yeah.
This was
Yeah.
like
Smart.
bad
Smart
mojo.
business.
But we just kept getting more and more business because everybody was super happy with their cars. Like I said, we probably spent like 4 hours on every car. I mean, we were out there.
Wow.
We did everything. We were out there. We couldn't wait for it to snow, not only to ski, but we were out there shoveling.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
All the
Oh,
other
yeah, 'cause
kids
you
were
were in-
sipping their hot chocolate, and we're
Yeah.
like,
You're
Getting money.
cranking. Yeah. Dude, I know Liam told me a story. I remember Liam, like we were like 25, you know what I mean? So we weren't kids, but Liam he's living in a house with like a bunch, like kind of a party house in North Wales. And I remember like I was hanging out with this chick that was living there too. And I went over and saw Liam, and he had just come back, and he's like drenched, like it looked like he was working out. And there's like this little I guess like an older people's the older
55
person.
and older.
Yeah,
community.
exactly. He's like, he went over there. He's like, I just made so much money just banging out driveways over there. He's like, I fucking crushed them.
It was
right?
at the top of North Wales, and they put it in when we were in like 6th or 7th grade.
Yeah.
And they have little driveways, very little walkways.
That's what
Most
exactly.
of them would give you $20 at
Yep.
least, and you
At
could
least.
knock out. I remember, we made like $400 one snow day,
that dude.
and I was like, "We're the richest kids in the world."
yeah,
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
Some guy gave me like $40 to do his walkway. It was only like,
It would take you 15 minutes.
Hell yeah.
the walkway was like 15 feet long. And I was like, dude, that's small. We'll do your driveway and all that stuff for you. He's like, nah, just walkway, $40. I'm glad to see you kids out here working.
Hell
like,
yeah.
that's what it
That'll
was.
last.
We would charge
Nobody
20.
working now.
Yeah, I know, right?
We would
Yeah.
charge 20, and they would end up a lot of times giving like both of us
Like, you
$20.
young whippersnappers, go buy
This-
yourselves a nickel. Yeah.
This winter, I had a kid. We had kids come to the house and they were like, "Hey man, can I shovel?" I was like, "Absolutely not, because I'm gonna fucking do it." And they were like,
Yeah.
"Okay." I was like, "But here's $20 for each of you, because I'm happy you guys are fucking out here doing this, but
Yeah.
that's my workout, young bull."
I'm not gonna lie, I like shoveling. I was always cool with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, one driveway's cool. When you have to do like multiple, you're like, what's fucking happening now? This was fun like an hour.
When
ago.
it's
Now I
like
kill
also
myself.
when it's like 2.5 feet, you know what I mean? Like when it's a big one, after a while you're like, all right, what the fuck? Yeah, I need a-" You know, and my mom had a corner house too. So we had to do the wraparound sidewalk. Oh, that was brutal. So
Same house.
yeah. You know
Yep.
the house. Yeah, you
Yeah.
sold.
Yep.
Yeah, 6th Street.
Yep. That house
So-
was sick. Got that big window too.
That house
Shit was
was
dope.
nice.
That house is sick.
That was
Yeah.
super nice. And the
Yeah.
outdoor fireplace was killer.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
hell
it was
yeah.
that dude, honestly, looking back, I know I grew up in it, but looking back on it, that was a great house.
Oh, that house
But
was awesome.
We had
When
the
I first showed
balcony.
up, I was like, "Oh, y'all, I didn't know there was rich people in Lansdale." You're like, "We're not rich, dipshit." I'm like, "It looks rich to me." You were like, "We're not rich, dipshit." I
Your
was
house
like, "Oh,
isn't
all right."
connected to someone else's.
Yeah.
I live above
And,
people.
and you had that up deck gig.
The balcony.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
The balcony
Yeah.
was the shit, man.
I like that
Yeah.
window though. Was that in the living room? That like high window that was
Yeah.
facing the street?
Yeah. That's the whole reason my mom wanted the house. She fell in love with that window.
That
Yeah.
window was sick.
She knew you were gonna hit the kids coming out of LC with the paintball gun, huh?
That was, dude, honestly, I think like I don't know, I can't think of a time I've laughed harder in my entire life. It was so, the funniest thing was they came back the next day and I fucking like I just remember sitting there like barely being able to aim because we were laughing so hard. And then we started
You did
shooting.
do that?
What's that?
You did do that?
Oh yeah, dude, we crushed them. It was like the LC cross country team had like they would run by my mom's house and we would partake in some illegal activity and then go up on the roof and just fucking I had a paintball gun and we would just go to town. It was awesome. Best. So
That's
Illegal
great.
activities, you meant they were huffing paint and then they went up there.
yeah, we were taking a bunch of core seeding and we were going
Yup.
nuts.
Yeah.
Cold
So-
and flu.
Yeah, so this is we're coming close to the top of time. Before we get out of here, though, I do want to go over again, talk more about real estate. So, like we said, all the links to Jeff on all his socials and his website are in the description of this video or of this in the description of this episode. Really, really highly reference. Like this guy, I'm not lying. Great stuff. Can totally trust him. And like won't lie to you, will give you a straight up deal. Really, really great and aggressive, and gets the job done. Patient, everything, supportive, awesome. So no, yeah, of course.
A great guider to say, because like I said, it was always like an older brother figure to me, or for him, like the way he'd always steer you the right way. He'd tell you you're an idiot for what you're doing and steer you the right way.
All you want's honesty. Really, that's all you want. When you're doing a business deal, the number one thing you want is honesty. So you could do anything for that. Go ahead, Jeff.
You want it to be the way that I always did it, the way I would want it done.
Correct.
Right.
And
Yep.
nobody wants to be bullshitted.
No.
They don't.
Right.
So I would always tell people, how all these other agents still like read scripts and all that. I've never
Yeah.
touched a script in my life.
Yeah.
You can tell too.
Go call 10 people on your lunch hour and ask them if they know anyone looking to buy or sell real estate. Yeah, I don't think so. I would meet people and I would just say, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. It's just cut, dry, to the point. Something bad's happening behind the scenes, I'm going to tell you, and all that good stuff. And like you said, the experience stuff is you don't learn shit in real estate school.
Yeah.
You learn how to pass you learn how to pass a giant vocab test. So, people every once in a while, you still learn something after 16 some years.
Yeah.
But
Always learning.
Not just
The experience-
16 years, also a third generation boy.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah,
definitely, my conversations with dad, grandparents, even though they were down in Florida, like we always had a great relationship. I'd probably, well, no, when I was a knucklehead, I wasn't having a great relationship. They're like, when are you going to do something? But that was high school.
Yeah.
But what am I getting at?
But now, like, once you got into the business, though, they were like mentoring you a little bit.
I was mentored since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's all they talk about. Real estate's such a
so
conversation piece.
Oh,
So when I would
Sure.
go down there, that's all they talked about. And of course you're going to be interested. You're like, oh, well, how do you do this? What about that?
yeah.
My grandmother, she was super aggressive.
Yeah.
My dad
Hell
was
yeah.
too, but she was, Jeffrey, I came here with $3.50 in my pocket. Nothing else. And you have a gift. You can speak the language without an accent, all that stuff.
Damn.
Like she killed it. We call her the Mona Lisa. She's
Damn. That's
serious,
gangster.
serious businesswoman.
I love that though. And like
So is
hard
everybody.
as nails, right? Hard as a coffin
yeah.
nail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tough as not to crack.
Loyal.
Yeah. So that's the best. That is the best. Dude, so I'm interested now, like, all right, am I allowed to say this? I don't want to give away all your trade secrets, but when we put in the offer, you called, like, you had a relationship with the agent selling the house, and you called and like put it on speaker and let us listen while you were doing it.
Yeah.
I was like you can't, and she told you, like, legit was like, this is what you need, this is what we're looking for, this is what we have now, get it done.
Right.
Because she's trying to sell the house. Yeah.
Right. And she went back to them, and then things changed a little bit. But
yeah, nothing crazy.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
If you do a good, nice, clean deal with somebody, they're gonna want to work with you again.
Hell yeah.
If you're doing a lot of deals with somebody and they see your name on listings or buyers, whatever the hell, you're gonna come into contact with them again. They're gonna want to have a good relationship with you, right? And you're gonna want to have a good relationship with them if they're around.
Yeah.
So then you have some people that come into the game, so to speak, and they're emotional about deals. They're screaming, they're yelling.
Yeah.
I remember some lady, she screamed my head off. I was sitting in the parking lot of Home Depot trying to go in there, and she screamed at me for like, I don't know, 15 minutes. I didn't say a word. And then she finally stopped, and it was just complete silence. And she's like, hello, were you there? Yeah, you fucking done yet? I said, learn how to act.
Yeah.
And that was, any help that she wanted to get from me at that point was gone.
Yeah.
She's dead. I got like a blacklist, to be honest with you.
Hey, that's what you need though. Like,
Damn right.
Like, they're bad, like they're bad business. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like a blacklist, it's like a bad business list, right? They're bad for business. You're running a business, plain and simple.
And anybody that knows me knows I have zero filter. So trying not to F-bomb and everything on here is very hard for me. But
yeah, that's Cabot's every day.
Do that.
I was about to
I don't trust people that don't curse. I don't trust people that don't curse. But I would tell people what I thought of them. I'd be like, you're fucking awful.
Yeah.
You're the worst.
Yeah.
Like,
You want to buy a house?
no, I wouldn't say that to clients, but I'd say that to other realtors that were and it's not like you feel a little bit different if they're newer and they're courteous.
Right.
But if somebody was just a blatant asshole, golden rule, right?
Yep. Yeah. Treat others like you want to be treated.
Or if they just screw stuff up because they're not trying to learn anything. I've had agents that said, coach me along the way. And I'm like, you're on the other side of the transaction.
Yeah. What do you want me to coach you with?
Yeah.
But I would, because they were nice about it. And I'd be like,
right.
Is what you should do.
Yeah.
But my clients get the better end of that deal.
They get the Class A treat.
Which you
like,
should do.
You should do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can attest to that.
Whatever I want. No.
Yeah.
But,
so nice. Well, Jeff, I'll tell you this, man. I was looking forward to this. I know we all were. Steve was too. Like, I mean, everyone was. But this has been just a blast. We're coming to the top of time. But before we get out of here, Jeff, I know we're usually all on the same page with this, but we would love to have you back on if you'd be willing to come back on.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude,
I feel like there's a lot we could have still discussed. You could get me talking about skiing for the next decade.
Oh, dude. We honestly
scratch that surface.
Oh, yeah. Justin's got a great saying is that when it goes by fast, it was good. And this one, 2 hours just flew by. You know what I
Tell you
mean?
about getting COVID twice in Aspen. That's a good one.
Yeah. It's always good to get a lung disease where you can't breathe.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get COVID, get it at a high altitude.
Get it
They'll
at
tell you
hell
that.
altitude. Yeah.
Nice.
A lot of
So,
people don't know that.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Day one.
I was
Come on.
fine,
Yeah.
but I kept stopping. Yeah.
I kept falling in and out of consciousness. I don't know what was wrong with me.
Sounds like me on a Friday after 400 beers. I'm
Yeah.
fucking fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So nice. All right. Well, we're coming to the top of time. Before we get out of here, Jalen Derherb, anything you want to say to the Dub Nation before we take off?
It's always good to see Cabot on a Tuesday, and I'm going to a water park tomorrow, so y'all
Really?
can go fuck yourselves. I'll be at Maury's Pier playing on the lily pads, pushing kids into the water. Come see me.
Hell yeah.
I'll be on a rope.
Men
They still have the rope swing.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
fucking grab the tops. Do the lily pads. No hand it like a man.
You remember they don't have it anymore. Remember they used to have the big like circular mushroom one in the middle where you could station up and wrestle, and the lifeguard would like whistle you off. But like,
Yeah, my brother used to DDT me off that thing. Fuck that thing.
and they have the chute slide, the rope swing, and the nothing better. In my head, it's gigantic and long, and I just saw it last weekend.
Yeah, it's tiny. It's so
Four
small.
little lily pads and like that PVC chain that goes across. In my head, it was amazing.
No.
But I'll be at a water park. Y'all enjoy yourselves.
Oh, very nice.
Me and Matt are going to amusement park, so fuck you.
Yeah, so you can go.
Have fun on the log flume. Actually, I love log flume.
I will. I'll have fun on the carousel. My favorite. So nice. Jana Banana. Anything you want to say to the Banana Nation before we get out of here?
Yeah, thank you guys. I'll see you tonight.
Oh wow, very nice. Love that. Okay, one of those 1-800 number voices.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Schwap game. Anything you want to say to the Call to Cabot before we take off?
Yes, you cocksucker, J-Dub. Don't you ever disrespect me with a fucking Crocodile Dundee accent when we're talking about Austria, where Arnold comes from. You fucking clown.
It was a Dumb and Dumber joke.
Wow.
God damn it.
Woo, right over.
I didn't even catch
No,
that.
it didn't fly over my head. I'm still annoyed by it. We're talking about Arnold.
Have you
and
seen
you want
Dumb
to
and
come
Dumber?
out with
Another
fucking
shrimp on the
Barbie?
I knew that he meant Austria.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
Oh
I did. It's
my
from Dumb and
God.
Dumber.
All right.
Look,
So
it's good.
There
coming
are.
to the top of time. Jeff, anything you want to say to your fans before we get out of here?
Thanks for having me on, and thanks for everybody that supported me in business. It's been a wild ride.
Yeah, the
Thank you,
wildest.
Jeff.
Thank
It's been
you.
it's been a great ride, and
Nice. No,
a
dude.
lot of hard work to get to the point where you feel good about it. Let me tell you.
Nice. Very good.
90 hour weeks at first. So
Good.
yeah.
Hey, but it pays off.
get it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hard work pays off.
Yeah, you know it pays off when
Thanks
you
for
make a
having me, man.
You know it pays off when you make a comment of, I mean, you might lose 10K there or here. It's nothing major. I was like,
He's not he's losing 10K on the overall
on
price.
a deal. I know.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, like,
No.
Pull
like
the JT
$100 bucks.
Romero.
You're not losing. I'm just saying, what I meant by that as an agent, a lot of them don't care because they're not really losing a lot of commission. They're only losing like $100 or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
But me, I'm fighting because I want them. I want to make everybody happy.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
You want to get the
It's
best.
a business. It's
Yeah.
a business. Your deal doesn't stop with there. If you do a really good job for somebody, think about any time in life, they're gonna be like, he was awesome. And
Yeah,
then
go
if somebody asks like realtor, they're like, oh, you got to use my guy. I'll never talk to you again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Word
people
of
are
mouth.
Told us
people
that,
are
too.
like that. People
Yeah.
are like that for
Yeah.
sure, which is awesome. And,
Yeah.
and I appreciate everything.
Well, no, dude, you've earned
pretty
it,
humble.
man. No, you've earned it because like in the real estate business, from what I've seen at least, and word of mouth is the biggest thing. So
Yeah.
your reputation as being a good businessman, a hard worker, patient and supportive, and like, just a stand-up guy, that goes a long way in a business where your reputation is everything. So you should be very proud of what you accomplished, man. And I think, and I'll
Thank
tell
you.
you, dude, it's been great working with you. And
Thank
just
you.
like I
You
said,
too.
I'm going to recommend you to everybody that needs a house because
I appreciate it.
you got us the best deal. So what are you going to, what can I say?
Appreciate it.
Hey, of course, man. So, we're coming to the top time. This has been another episode of the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by Jalen Dub, Justin Richardson, Jana Heartstopper Hehlo, Schwap Game Steve Cabot, and our guest today was the one and only Jeff Falterbauer. You can find all our stuff and all our content and all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can have us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com, and please like and subscribe so we can keep this party going. This has been another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast. Thanks for listening. Stick around for the ad read. Thanks. See ya. Do you have a message or a story inside of you that you've been waiting to tell? Have you always dreamed of writing a book, but are intimidated by the complexities of the book publishing world? Perhaps you want to use a book to launch your public speaking or consulting career. If so, please reach out to Scott and Bell Publishing, located right here in beautiful Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Scott and Bell Publishing handle all genres and authors with all experience levels. Scott & Bell Publishing gives authors 100% creative freedom and a higher royalty split. They can be found at www.skotbell.com. That's www.s as in Sam, K as in Kite, O as in October, T as in Tom, B as in Boy, E as in Edward, L as in Larry, L as in Larry.com. That's Scott and Bell Publishing, where the authors go.